Yo, what's good? It's your man Ringo back again with another one. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. You ready to know what it is? We back again with another one. Yeah. The #1 reactionary channel on YouTube, Ringo TV. We back again with another one, guys. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We got to break down this video, gang. Don Lemon, Lemonade, Don Lemon, aka Lemonade, had an interview with a family friend of Nolan Wells' family, and it backfired, guys. We got to talk about it, right? We got to talk about this, gang, because this is one big mess. If you've been following the content, guys, this is the episode you don't want to miss, guys. We got to break this thing down thoroughly. So as you come into the building, guys, be sure to hit the like button. Hit that like button, guys. Let me send out these notifications. Let me do this. Let me see. Alrighty, hope everybody's having a blessed night. We're gonna get started in a few. Let me send out these notifications here via posts, and then we're gonna get this thing situated. Because you know how YouTube do. YouTube don't send out notifications, so you gotta kind of let your people know. Again, as you come in, hit the like button, guys. Going to get into this content, break this thing down. I think I'm going to do another live stream later on as well. Yeah, I probably might do another live stream after this one. Right. So we got to cover this. A lot of you been waiting, and you know, I had a lot of things that I had to do today. I had to record some content and whatnot, but I want to break down the interview, at least the section that you guys want to talk about in regards to Don Lemon. Now, Don Lemon is a guy who acts as if though he's pro-black. He acts as if though he cares about the black community. But a little fun facts about Don Lemon before we begin the show. First thing first, we got to understand is that Don Lemon is like one of the #1 grifters in regards to the Nolan Wells case, right? He brought on brother Emmanuel because he thought that Emmanuel was going to, I guess, play the game that he's playing in terms of the grift. But it backfired badly. And I'm sure Don Lemon is mad with one of his producers for even inviting Emmanuel. And then Don went on a smear campaign to try to claim that Emmanuel is a sellout, when all Emmanuel was trying to do was bridge the gap and try to get Don to use his platform to kind of cool hot heads. Because when you think about it, Don Lemon is a mouthpiece for the racial divide, if you want to call it that, that's going on right now, because he's always acting as if though he knows what is best for the black community. This is a man that he didn't even know who his father was. Like, he was literally on a clip where you had some other black guys stage some situation where Don Lemon, I guess he learned about his father, and you could tell that they was putting Don in a position to be some sort of voice for the black community by alleging that his father was involved in some sort of stuff for black people, something like that. Like he wasn't even raised with this guy, but you know, they want the world to believe that his father is some noble black man that fought for some sort of rights or something with black people, something. It's all bull crap when you really think about it. I'll do another video about that another time. Right now, I need the black community to understand that when it comes to Don Lemon, in this particular episode, it's sickening that Don is acting as if though he's pro Nolan Wells and Mississippi is racist and white man is evil and he just want to kill black people, right? But when we do the research on Don Lemon, when we find out like what's really going on, right? I need for the black community to understand it, because you guys, you come to YouTube and you listen to these content creators, and I keep telling you they're full of shit, like all of them. All these content creators, they're all grifters, right? If you take a look at Don Lemon, right? This is Don Lemon. I need for you guys to understand who Don Lemon is with. Because when I think of somebody claiming that they're speaking up against systemic racism, white supremacy, but yet you getting fucked by a white man, I got a problem with that. You see what I'm saying? We got to talk about this. It's like you're listening to a black man acting like he pro-black, but he married to a white woman. Did you see what I'm saying? You should not be on a national stage acting like you are pro-black, but you don't got a pro-black wife. Now, I'm not saying you can't have an interracial relationship. What I'm saying is, if you're positioning yourself as a voice for the black community and you're a black man, you need a black wife. If you don't have a black wife, you need to shut the fuck up. Because I'm not buying your bull crap. You're a grifter at this point. That's why I got to show you the truth, that when Don Lemon get off his podcast, Don Lemon got to go home to this guy. This is his man. How do you know that that's his man? Let's get the facts. That right there. They say a photo is worth 1,000 words. When you see the white man in the front and he's in the back, it clearly tells you the whole story of who's leading. Do you see my point, guys? Now, keep in mind, Don Lemon is the one you folks are listening to on social media. And that is who he's with. But he's trying to tell you about Mississippi and its racism and blah, blah, blah. But who did Don choose to marry? A white man. I need for you to understand that, guys. You see the smile on his face? Look at the smile. Notice the white guy have a mean mug, but Don is smiling like, this is my man. And that's the guy y'all listening to. That's the guy that the black community is listening to concerning the Nolan Well case. And the only reason why you're listening to him is because he's buck dancing for the black community. But that is who he go home to. That's who he gotta answer. He gotta massage the white man's feet. he got to sing on the white man's microphone. I want you to visualize this in your mind when you're listening to these pro-blacks and how they are acting like they're pro-black for the black community. I need for you to understand we should not be holding up Don Lemon as any sort of voice for the black community at all. Now to the ladies, you know good and well that if you seen a black man talking all this pro-black stuff and he don't got a black woman by his side, you're gonna have a problem with that, right? You're gonna have a problem with a black man talking all this pro-black stuff, but then you look on his side, you see a white woman, you're gonna be like, hold up, whoa. Where your black queen at? Oh, she don't exist. He have a white woman. That means he's really not pro-black. So if you're gonna be mad at that, how much worse should you be angry to see Don Lemon with him by his side? I need you to understand what this look like, guys. When you see a man holding Don like this, it tells you who is the head of the house. It tells you who Don submit to, who he bowed down to. Do you understand? Who back he rub at night, who chest he massage with oil while he talking about injustices of black people and racism. Look at who he got to submit to. Do you understand? So it's very apparent what position Don is in. He's not no speaker for the black community. And y'all need to stop listening to this grifter who clearly has a preference for white meat, right? To each his own, whatever lifestyle you want to live. At the same time, why Don didn't choose a black man? Instead, he chose the white man. You see that? Because in his eyes, the white man is God. Do you see my point? This is Don Lemon, the man that you guys listen to on YouTube, and he's supposed to be the voice of the black community. This is Don Lemon. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the interview so that we can break down the video. Make sure you guys hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button, hit the like button. You know, a lot of these people love to hate me on YouTube, but they watching me. They watching me right now. Let's get into the content, fam. I hope that was enough to shock you into understanding where we're going. But let's break this thing down because this is a mess. This is the Don Lemon interview where he speaks to a family friend in the Nolan Wells case. Now, keep in mind, he invited this guy because one of his producers or somebody whispered in his ear and says, hey, it'll be a good idea to bring this family friend on. And pretty much he'll be able to tap dance for us so that we could pull off the grift. But instead, brother Emmanuel basically shut Don Lemon down and made him understand the real. And Don got upset and crashed out. So let's roll the tape back. We're going to listen to about 30 minutes and kind of break this thing down, guys. Let me put myself on the screen small right there. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Let's get into the content. Let's break this thing down. Let's go.
It's because I'm happy to meet him, but I understand the times that we're in and the circumstances in which we're speaking.
And keep in mind, guys, I also screen recorded his live chat so you can see how ugly the live chat is when they started to call out Emmanuel and disrespect him in the live chat. I want y'all to see that because remember, Emmanuel is a native of Mississippi. So if there's anybody that know Mississippi, it would be Emmanuel, right? It doesn't mean we know Emmanuel. It doesn't mean he's perfect. It doesn't mean, what we want to focus on is the fact that Emmanuel is a native of Mississippi. So if anybody know how to get down, it would be Emmanuel. Do you understand? Now, let's get it back to the top. And let's go.
It's because I'm happy to meet him, but I understand the times that we're in and the circumstances in which we're speaking. And that was a gentleman that you were seeing before we went to our sponsored break. His name is Emmanuel Cuttenwith, and he has been doing videos on this on his social media, but also I should say he knows the people involved. He says he's known them for years and that he gave Nolan his first haircut. He knows the family. So Mr. Cuttenwith, welcome. Thank you for joining the Don Lemon Show this morning. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Hey, I'm glad to be here with you. Just to clarify something, the Cutting With, that's my social media name, Cutting With E. So you could, my first name is Emmanuel, but that's my social media, Cutting With E on YouTube and IG and Facebook and all of that. But I appreciate you guys having me on, man.
So talk to me about, thank you for.
Notice people in the live chat saying they don't know you. They're already attacking him. They're already attacking the man. You see? Because again, if you're black and you don't dance for black people, remember, you got to push a narrative that promotes racism, that promotes hate for white people. That's the only way black people are going to support you when it comes to the Nolan Wells case. You got to push a narrative of hate. That is what they want. Because Emmanuel tried to bridge the gap so that blacks and whites can come together. Instead, they didn't want to hear that. They started to call him a raccoon, a sellout, and started to disrespect the man. This is what they normally do. When you're black, even a lot of black content creators, they'll go out there, they'll try to make you look like you hate black people. And this is what they were doing to him. They were trying to make it look like, oh, he hate black people. They do this to me all the time. Anytime I speak on this truth, they get upset with me. And the thing is, I'm not on nobody's side when it comes to the Nolan Wells case. I'm not on his friend's side. I already debunked all of the stuff that they did. I already done condemned that so-called give, send, go that they had, the so-called give, send, go that they tried to set up for the so-called attorney. I already condemned that and called that a grift too. But for some reason, people keep making it seem like I'm trying to join white folk, like I'm trying to be cool with the Get On Along gang. I'm not on nobody's team. I'm not on Nolan Wells' family team because they're grifters, and I'm not on the Friends team because I don't know them. We don't know what happened to Nolan Wells because we don't have the toxicology test. We don't have the independent or the so-called autopsy, the official one. We don't have that yet. I'm not doing what Brandon Tatum is doing. Brandon Tatum is on a so-called campaign trying to clear the names of Nolan's friends. We don't know them boys. We don't know nothing about them. And just because they're white doesn't mean I'm going to try to, let me go out there trying to defend them because they're innocent. We don't know what happened, guys. We don't know. So this is why you're supposed to be neutral when it comes to a case like that, not taking sides or any of that nonsense. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
For, clarifying that. But we want to make sure that you get people know who you are, that they are on your social media and they watch because you have some good stuff. And also, if they're there, that they, give you some business. I think that's fair in this, especially in this environment.
So the person that's talking about what about the audio, I debunked everything already. Why don't you watch the videos, guys? Y'all asking me questions, and I made 1,000 videos about this case already. You're acting like everything could be solved in one video. I already debunked all of that crappy audio that so-called Jeanette lady put out. It's bullshit. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
That we're in. So talk to me, Emmanuel. How do you know Nolan? Let's start with how you know Nolan Wells and his family.
Okay, well, I've been knowing his mom since she was like in high school.
He knew the mom from when she was in high school. Make sure y'all check that. Let's go.
But I can't. And his stepfather.
His what? His what? His stepfather. his stepfather. I told you. I told you. I told y'all from day one that Mr. Wonsley is the stepdaddy of Nolan. But y'all didn't believe me. Y'all didn't believe me. Y'all said I was lying. Y'all said I don't know what I'm talking about. Now it all comes out. Right from the family friend. He said that Nolan, Mr. Wonsley, that's the so-called stepdaddy, guys. Let's get back to the content. Let's go.
We still work out in the same gym together right now. And I came to know Nolan through his, she had this lady babysitting him, and I'm real good friends with her son, Bingo. And they would bring him around, bring him to my barbershop all the time. And I gave him his first haircut. And we used to have him to say, every time he would leave, we would say, "What's your name?" And he would say, "Nolan Wells." And we all used to laugh at it. We used to make him say his name every single time, man. He was a funny little kid, man. That was what was up, though.
Notice Don didn't question him about the stepdaddy part. You know why? Because that messed up the narrative. Because the whole world believed that Mr. Wonsley is the biological father, but he's not. And make sure you pay attention to his live chat. Everybody was in the live chat like, what, stepdaddy? Let's rewind that back. Check it out.
Give you some business. I think that's fair in this, especially in this environment that we're in. So talk to me, Emmanuel. How do you know Nolan? Let's start.
Notice the chat. Notice the chat says, "Welcome, Emmanuel. Welcome, Emmanuel. Hello, Emmanuel." Everybody acting like they like him until he said some things that they didn't like.
How you know Nolan Wells and his family?
Okay, well, I've been knowing his mom since she was like in high school and whatnot. But I can't, and his stepfather, we still work out in the same gym together right now.
His stepfather, not his biological father, his stepfather. Do you hear that, guys? To all the people in the back, to all the people in the front, Mr. Wonsley is Nolan's stepfather, not his biological father. And I told you guys this from the beginning. Before he talked about it, before Nolan's friend said it, I already told you guys because I did my research. Let's see who's going to come with the apologies. Let's see who's going to come. Yo, Ringo, my bad, bro.
Ringo, could you please forgive me? I was wrong. I mean, I know you're really good at what you do, but I didn't believe you at the time. Could you please forgive me? Please? Pretty please?
Anytime I speak this truth and then it comes out that I was right the whole time, everybody that was saying I was lying, they disappear. You don't even see them come back around because they too much in their pride. They don't want to admit that I was right. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let's go.
And I came to know Nolan through his, she had this lady babysitting him, and I'm real good friends with her son, Bingo. And they would bring him around, bring him to my barbershop all the time. And I gave him his first haircut. And we used to have him to say, every time he would leave, we would say, "What's your name?" And he would say, "Nolan Wells." And we all used to laugh at it. We used to make him say his name every single time, man. He was a funny little kid, man. That was what was up, though. But yeah, that's how I came to.
It's like if Don didn't even want to laugh. Like, he had a man sharing his story, and it's like he's not even laughing because he don't really care about all of that. He want Emmanuel to start buck dancing so it can help him promote the grift. But Emmanuel had other plans. Shout out to Jay Watch for the $20 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. All right. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button, subscribe.
Just know him,
Yeah. And over the years, you watched him grow up?
Yeah, I watched him grow. I didn't see him for a period of time. And then he became a football player. And I used to go to his games and watch him play all the time. And, you know, and his dad was a football player as well out of Morris Point. He went up to Mississippi State. And so I knew he was going to be a stellar athlete. You know what I'm saying? His dad working with him every day the way he was, you know. Everybody that come through his dad's training and stuff like that, all be pretty good athletes, you know.
Notice everybody saying, welcome, Emmanuel, trying to be nice. But wait till when Emmanuel start dropping some truth, then all the hate start coming. Let's go.
And Nolan wasn't no difference. He was good. He was a great athlete. Had NFL potential, man. Had the right size and everything.
Notice the live chat. Look at the people in the live chat. They're like, did he say stepdaddy? Nolan doesn't have a stepfather, ? See, they're confused. Black people believe that Mr. Wonsley was Nolan's biological father, but he's not. It messes up your mind because now it confirms everything that I told you guys. I told you that Nolan is full-blown Filipino. Y'all don't believe me. I already did the research. Nolan is not African American. He's Filipino. Y'all got fucking played because you're dumb. It's that simple. That's why they mad at me all over social media. All these fucking content creators is mad at me because they suck at what they do. I know how to investigate stuff. I did the research. Nolan is Filipino. Don't y'all understand Filipino people have melanated skin too? Where y'all brain at, bro? Do you hear the man said he gave Nolan his first haircut? Now think about that. First haircut. You know why? Because Nolan had long hair, fam. Just like his mom. That hairstyle with the fro, guys, his hair is really not like that. He was doing something with his hair to make it look like it's a fro, like it's like natural, like if it's a black man. He was trying to convert himself into a black man, but he's not. I already did the research already. You even have white boys that do that type of stuff. They try to make their hair look like a fro. You ever see white guys? They have natural straight hair like their mama, but they'll do something with their hair and it look like it's a fro. You ever see white boys that do that? They do that to make their hair look like that, guys. And Nolan did the same. That's why the guy said I gave him his first haircut. His hair was long, guys. This is the family friend saying this. But yet Don is quiet. Don ain't even asking him no questions. Don ain't say, wow, so Mr. Wonsley is the stepdad? Yeah, he's the stepdad. Damn. The whole time we thought that was the biological father. I already told you, when you go back to the funeral, do you see any baby photos of Nolan? You don't see none. Do you see Mr. Wonsley holding Nolan as a baby saying my son was born? No, you don't. You see another baby in Mr. Wonsley's hand. That's the new children that he had with Christine, because Nolan is not his son. Y'all got played. Hit that like button. Let's go.
Yeah. So what is it like there? Wait, hold on. Before I get there, do you know the other kids involved? Do you know some of the friends?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Listen, stop saying half Filipino. The fucking dude is Filipino. He's not half. Stop this shit about half. Do you understand me? Stop doing that. Stop lying. Mr. Wonsley is not his father. So stop calling him half black. Stop saying that. What's the matter with these people, bro? It's already proven Mr. Wonsley is not his biological father. But these damn zombies, these NPCs, oh no, he's half black. We need to believe that he's black.
Johnny, Nolan is half black. I'm not listening to Ringo. Okay, Mr. Wonsley is a stepdad, but he's still black. I don't want to believe the truth. I need to believe the lie. Yes, the precious. The precious. The precious is mine. Give me the ring. It's mine.
Some people would do whatever it is to hold on a lie, guys. Let's go.
How do you know that?
Patricia Heaton looks great at 67.
What? Let that ad go by.
With the recent ones that was on like TMZ, I spoke with him Friday night.
Look at this picture, guys. Look at Nolan's mom. Look at Nolan. Nolan is Filipino. His mama is Filipino. I already did all the research. Go back and look at all the old videos that I did. I broke down her whole family lineage. Her whole family, gang. And people still in denial of the truth. Do I got to go back and find all the photos? Do I got to bring everything back up? How many times I got to show you guys the truth? This don't make no sense. That man is Filipino and y'all sitting back calling him black. This is crazy, man. Let's go.
I know one of the white guys and one of the pictures where it's quite a few of them, not one of the three on the boat. They were all in a collective group there. And me and his father, we're very good friends. We get up and have lunch about 2 or 3 times a week.
Remember, when he say father, he's talking about the stepfather. He's not talking about no biological father. Let's go.
Currently. Listen, man, I want to say this to you. I know it's probably not following your questionnaires.
Uh-oh. Notice that. That's where Emmanuel got off. He went off character because they wanted him to do something different. Emmanuel said, you know what? I'm going to use this opportunity on your big platform to push the truth I want to share, to go against the grain. And this is where things go left. Hit that tape.
But that is a problem that we're having here. There's a lot of blacks right along with a lot of whites that are having this problem. When Ben Crump and Al Sharpton came to our state, I think one thing they did wrong was you can't come down here and start saying that our state is prejudiced. This is prejudiced place. This is the state that lynched and killed Emmett Till. Well, that was 71 years ago. And Emmett Till was killed for looking and whistling at a white woman. These days, it's so many blacks having babies with white people. White men are marrying black women down here. We have so many sandy brown haired mixed babies running around down here. We are a gumbo down here. And another thing.
Notice the live chat. Notice the live chat on his page. They calling him Raccoon now. See, what you have, guys, is a group of people that follow Don. Now, keep in mind, guys, keep in mind. Let me remind you. This is Don Lemon. This is the guy that you folks, you black folks, you endorse him now. He's the guy. This is the guy that you black folk follow because he's dancing to the tune you like. But when Don get off the air, Don put on an outfit to please his husband. Do you understand me? Do you see that? Do you see how Don Lemon is in the back and the white man is in the front? That tells you what position Don hold in the relationship. And that's the guy that you black folk hold up as the voice of the black community. I need y'all to make this make sense, because I don't know how the fuck could you look at Don Lemon as a spokesperson for black people. Something's wrong with y'all. And what's wrong is he's singing what you want to hear. He's grifting. And he's making it appear as if though he's pro-black, but when he go home, he got to bend over. Let's go.
Don, is we are a military community.
Don don't like what he's hearing. Don don't like the fact that Emmanuel is like, look, you got a lot of interracial relationships, marriages in the South. And, you know, you got whites getting with blacks. Yeah, Emmett Till, he might have got, you know, unalive because he whistled at a white woman, whatever. But that was 70-something years ago. Today is 2026. We're in a different time. So he's trying to make Don understand, like, look, you dwelling on the past. We're in a whole new day. Now black men fucking white women. You know, whereas back in the day, you know, a black man, he couldn't get caught with a white woman. Now you got white women wanting some black D. You got white women that are watching my show, watching me. Real talk, real spit. That's what's going on now. So he's trying to make Don Lemon understand. And being that Don Lemon basically fixed lemonade for this man, you would think that Don would understand because he's kissing the white man. You would think that Don would recognize that time has changed, but for some reason, when Don Lemon is on YouTube, he forgot he's married to the white man. He forgot, guys. He forgot he's married to the white man and sing on the white man mic. Y'all know what I mean about singing on the mic. He blow. Let's get back to that content, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel.
That's how we got here. My dad is originally from Louisiana and my mom's New Orleans. And my dad was military. That's how I got here, through Keishler. And
look at the live chat on his page, guys. Look at the live chat. They pissed. They're like, boo, get him off the air.
And so we have Navy bases here. And
notice they welcome him to the show. Now they're saying, who is this clown? And keep in mind, he's a family friend of the Nolan Wells family. And they're disrespecting him on Don Lemon's show. You know why? Because even though he's black, they don't like that. They want the narrative of Mississippi is racist. We got to watch out for these white people. They're no good. That's what they wanted to hear. But he's not singing that nonsense, you know, because he's not racist. Let's go.
Air Force bases here. That's what we are. And it's a gumbo. Everybody, white people, try their best to not ruffle the feathers of black people. And black people try their best not to ruffle the feathers of white people for the majority of it. So when Ben Crump come to this town and start saying things like that, he's alienating these people and he's getting pushback now. That's why he's getting all this pushback. And it's going to me, it's hurting the whole entire investigation, which is why he's probably not getting a lot of help from people. To me, that's the deal. You cannot come in here and tell us how racist we are. Well, these people showing you how they hate you doing that type of stuff in our community.
At this point, Don Lemon is embarrassed because he didn't think that this guy would be doing this. He didn't think that he would be saying these things. So it's like it's throwing him off course because he had his whole script and everything set. But I feel at this moment, Emmanuel is doing God's work at this point by basically trying to bring us together, if anything, to kind of stop the racial tension, the hate that been published by all these YouTubers that just focusing on getting a check, because that's pretty much what Don Lemon is focusing on. He's focusing on trying to get as much money as he can. And he was hoping he could use Emmanuel to grift and shape that, oh yeah, Mississippi is horrible. It's a horrible racist state. That's disgusting. And it's sad that Don Lemon is using his platform to promote hate rather than bringing everybody together. He's trying to make it seem like Mississippi is just the worst place to be. You know what I mean? Yet at the same time, while he's trying to focus on all this racist stuff, he's out here kissing the white man. I'm going to always bring this up, fam, because I don't understand why any black folk is listening to Don Lemon. How could you, as a black American, as an African American, how could you, as a man or woman of color, a melanated skin, listen to a man that is being held like this by the white man? I'm just, trying to focus on the facts, and again, I'm not saying that you can't be in an interracial relationship. What I'm trying to show you is that Don is focusing on commentary as if he's not even with white people. Now, keep in mind, Don Lemon is rich. Don Lemon lived in a predominantly white community, right? So you would think that with all the talk Don is doing, that he would be living amongst the black community. Because, you have a lot of black folk, they act like they so pro-black, right? And when you look at where they live, they're not around black folk, but they online talking like they are only around black folk. You understand what I mean? So when you listen to Don, He's not in the black community, but he's talking like he's in the black community. He loved being around white people because he don't want to be around ninjas. Who want to be around ninjas? Why would you want to be around crime, violence, drugs? Why would you want to be around that? You know? And if you do find a community where there's a lot of black folk and they're decent, normally it's in a mixed community that have whites, blacks, and other groups, which are family-orientated people that are civilized. They don't got no felonies, you know? But who want to live in the ghetto? Like, seriously, who wants to live there? The whole goal, as far as I'm concerned, is to elevate yourself to move into a better environment. But you have a lot of ninjas, primarily black folk, that they want you to prove your blackness by living in the ghetto your whole life. No, the goal is to get out of the ghetto. I don't know any black rational thinking man or woman that want to live in the ghetto their whole life. It don't make no sense. You know, the truth is they want you to be where they are because you have a lot of black folk that like being in the slums and they don't feel you're black enough unless you live in their environment. Fuck you and your environment. I'm going to elevate with my family. I ain't going to be sitting there in the mud with you. You want to stay in the ghetto with the guns and the drugs and the violence and the gangs, you stay there. I'm going to elevate up on out of there. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button because I'm telling you right now, gang, as a black man, black woman, the first group of people that's going to hate you when you begin to elevate is your own people. Can I get a witness? You're going to have black people talking a whole load of shit about you all day. They're going to have your name in your mouth. They're going to be deep throating your name. Yo, that's crazy, man. How many of you, as soon as you started to do better in life, here comes a ninja talking crap about you? Oh, they think they this. They think they that. Oh, they got this. Oh, they don't like black people. Oh, they think they're better than us. No, they're just jealous of you. Don't pay them no mind. Just keep elevating. Let's go. Hit the like button.
And he's going to get this type of pushback that he's getting.
Okay, can I jump in here?
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, look, I'm from Louisiana, so I know there's lots of mix. I mean, that we are all, that's what Creole and mulatto is about. We've been mixing it up. We invented mixing it up in Louisiana, so I understand what you're saying. But that doesn't end racism. Sometimes it heightens it, right?
Racism will never end, dumbass. I don't know what's the matter with Don Lemon. Racism will never end. See, the problem that I see in America is this. A lot of black folk want to fit in with white people. That's the fucking problem, gang. That's the problem. You want to fit in. That's the problem. The problem in America right now, when you hear all these so-called pro-blacks talking about racism, systemic racism, white supremacy, the white man, we can't do this, sundown town, get down with the sundown town. When you see them talking all of this stuff, it's because they want to fit in with white people. Because to be honest with you, you don't see white people doing this in the reverse. You don't see white folk all online like, black people, they just don't like us. And, we just being, oppressed and, we just want to fit in. I don't understand. It's like they just don't like us. I'm just so hurt. I just can't get a job because the blacks, they're just taking all the jobs. You don't see them doing that. We're the only ones crying. It's because we want to fit in with them. We do. Just look at the things our women do. They go get the Brazilian hair. They go get the weave. They go get all of that stuff to try to look like who? Like women of the other nations. See, it's in your blood. You're trying your best to be them. You're trying to fit in. And you don't like to deal with the truth. That's why you get mad at me. The truth is you try to fit in. See, What I learn about a lot of ninjas that come against me talking shit, they're always saying that I'm trying to fit in with white people. First of all, I don't want no fucking friends, right? I'm not on the white side or the black side. I don't give a fuck if you don't like me. Fuck you. I'm on the side of the truth. I'm not here to kiss nobody's ass. I'm 49. I'm a grown ass man. I don't got no time to be wasting my time pandering to this group and that group because I'm trying to be liked by everybody. I don't give a fuck how you feel about me. You understand me? I'm a family man. I got to raise kids. I don't got time for all of that mess. I got a short time. We got a short time in this world. And a lot of y'all focusing on all this bull crap. Racism, the white man. Oh, the white man, they always calling me N-words, crying. Rather than you man up, take care of your family and do what you're supposed to do, you're worried about the white man all day. The white man not thinking about you. The Asian man not thinking about you. Everybody trying to pay their bills, survive, and live their life. So when you see people like Don Lemon coming out here pushing all of this hate and all of this racial divide, is to keep black people down while he get rich. And keep in mind, while Don is doing all of that, he with the white man. How the fuck you listening to a dude that's with the white man while talking all of this mumbo jumbo about racism all day? You think he talking that crap to his so-called husband? You think when Don Lemon is in his house that he's in his house talking about systemic racism and all this crap when he's living good? Don Lemon is rich. Do you understand? He don't give a fuck about black people. He's with the white man. Do you understand that? Do you understand that, guys? What's the matter with y'all, bruh? It's like y'all gather to yourselves a bunch of false teachers and false prophets in order to make you feel good. But you're not looking at the bigger picture. This man don't live in the black community. He's not around black people. He don't want to be around you. And he don't help nobody black. You understand? He don't. He's focusing on his white husband. That's the one he submit to. That's the one he serve. You understand? Hit that damn like button. Subscribe to the channel for the realest.
And then there's a hierarchy, and then there's colorism, and then people say, well, I can't be racist because I'm married to a white person or whatever, or I'm married to a black person. And we know that that's not true. The other thing that sounds like, though, and I just want to put this here, I'm not trying to insult you, is like, it kind of sounds like back in the civil rights movement when people would say these outside agitators are coming here and telling us what to do, and we don't want race mixing here. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I understand how people may feel, but sometimes, I just want you to take this into account. Sometimes it takes, and I'm not saying they're doing this, but just to think about this, sometimes it takes someone who comes from the outside to hold up a mirror so that you can see what's happening, because sometimes you're too close for the forest to see the trees. All right.
Okay.
So I'm not saying that doesn't exist, that people shouldn't feel that way, but I think that people should have an open mind about it, because we do. That's what civil rights leaders did back in the day. Well, okay, go on.
Notice how everybody in his live chat is calling him a raccoon, telling him he's full of crap. Notice somebody said another sellout. Why they calling that man a sellout for? And he's supposed to be a friend of Nolan's family. You know why? Because he's not dancing for them. He's not singing the type of tune they want. He's not saying the things that they want to hear. Just like a lot of you folks that view my content. If I'm not kissing ass, if I'm not bootlicking, if I'm not talking about, yeah, these whitey people, yeah, these racists, they're just racist in Mississippi. Yeah, they killed Nolan Wells. You know, the whitey people, they did it. If I'm not doing all of that stuff, then the black community will hate me. That's just the way it is, guys. If you're not dancing to the tune that they want, then they're going to hate you. If you're a black man that you're civilized and you're intelligent, they're just going to hate you, or they're just going to make up lies and say, oh, you hate black people, you hate your own people. They're going to just project all of this negative stuff on you. And really, they're all full of shit when you think about them, guys, because they're not even doing anything to help black people, but gossiping about black people. Let's go.
Dude, I'm for them coming to find justice, but you cannot walk into this town claiming it's racism, all these same state that killed Emmett Till, these racist white people, when that eulogy, I was at the funeral. That eulogy had to be, and just so I'll send it up. You know, you can see this is his obituary. So that eulogy had to be the hardest eulogy for Al Sharpton. When you walked in his church and you saw 30% of the church is white. These are his friends. These are all the people he hang out with. Here's
30% of the church was white. Remember, he just said he was at the funeral and they're disrespecting him. Make that make sense, guys. He's a guest on the show. They should be showing him respect. But instead, they're calling him a raccoon and a sellout and calling him a dummy. That's sad.
Here's what I'm saying, Don. It's like in this generation, it's like we're still charging cases like we're in the 60s when something happens here.
That's facts. That's how a lot of black folk think, and it's because of the influences. Listen, if you're black and you're viewing this live stream, people like Don Lemon are the sellouts. A lot of time you guys don't know what a sellout means. A sellout is the person who's keeping you impoverished. A sellout is keeping you mentally dumbed down in today's day. That's what's keeping you as a slave mentally. Don Lemon don't care about black people. He care about making money. But y'all can't see that. Don Lemon is not going to the projects in New York. Don Lemon is not going to the hoods in Chicago. He's not going there. He don't want to be around y'all. He's afraid to be around black folk. That's the whole point. Y'all don't understand that, but that's just real talk. Let's go.
I'm not saying a white man did not kill Nolan. What I'm saying is,
well, we don't know that. I'm not going there.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm saying
that's exactly what you're saying, Don, because this entire case with Nolan Wells is racially motivated. The parents put out the photo with the so-called friends, right? The white friends, and the whole world went berserk. You see? The whole world went berserk because of the fact that the white friends were put out there, and the whole world believed that the white friends killed them because they are white. That's why I made a video about if Nolan Wells' friends were black, would we even care? Would we even care if Nolan's friends were black? Would we care, guys? Would y'all be outraged? I want to know. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see if I can pull this up so I can kind of press some of these buttons on these people. See where their mind is at. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. If Nolan's friends were black, would we even have this conversation? Would we be talking about Mississippi as racist? Would we be hiring Ben Crump? Would Al Sharpton put up a reward to find a killer? Ben Crump don't care about black people. Al Sharpton don't care about black people. You see that? When you put black faces around Nolan, nobody cares no more. Do you understand? Because the case of Akin Liverpool, he died. He was black. He was on a boat. He drowned. All his friends were black. Did you hear Al Sharpton talk about Akin Liverpool? No. Did you hear Ben Crump talk about that case? No. You know why? No one gives a fuck. You know why? Because everybody involved is black. When you're really black, nobody cares. In the case of Nolan, he's Filipino. He's not black. That's why this case is getting so much publicity, guys. That's what y'all don't understand. That's why everybody's going crazy, because he's not really African American. He's not. He's Filipino. His mama Filipino. Posing like she's black. And the black community's so dumb, they bought the cookie. And now she's rich. She's getting rich off her dead son, and y'all cool with it. This case is never going to get resolved. Ain't nobody going to no prison over Nolan Wells, because there's no proof of nothing, guys. It was a freak accident. He was out there drinking. Nobody don't want to talk about that. These were underage young men drinking alcohol. And up to now in the news media, nobody's talking about alcohol or the risk of somebody being drunk and in the water with no life jacket, mind you, in the hot sun, can possibly experience dehydration and pass out. But nobody's talking about it because nobody cares. You see, nobody cares about the truth. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
baby over a girl. Why does race have to lead every time? Why are we leading this investigation with race? Because that's where you're upsetting everybody at. It's when you're saying race, when he's been hanging with them same white guys all his life.
All his life. You see that? Nolan was with them white boys. Those were his buddies. So why everybody acting like Nolan walked into a sundown town somewhere and was ambushed by a bunch of white guys and lynched on a tree somewhere? No, that didn't happen. Like right now, a big rumor going around all over YouTube from these fake content creators, these grifters, they're saying that Nolan was jumped. Doesn't that sound familiar? Didn't they say the same thing with what's this, Carmelo Anthony? And they tell you that Carmelo got jumped by Austin and all his buddies. That's a lie. Now they're spreading that Nolan got jumped. Put a 1 in the chat if you're hearing that rumor going around YouTube right now. Put a 1 in the chat if you're hearing the rumor from these fake content creators claiming that Nolan was jumped. Think about how sick that is, that they're going around saying that he was jumped now. Anything for content, guys. Spreading lies. And guess who believes it? Black people. Black people believe that. They love believing lies, guys. That's just the way they are. Let's go.
I have an explanation for you about why, possibly. Because when the photographs came out initially, it was just Nolan with all white people. Right. Mm-hmm. And he's and so the world, this is not just Ben Crump. The family asked Ben Crump to come in. It's not like he volunteered to do this. OK, so, and not that I'm defending Ben Crump. I'm just sort of explaining to you why why people think race is involved or why it's involved. First of all,
if you're black, get away from any black person that's still talking all this racism crap. Like, get away from them people, bro. If you're black and you're around somebody that's talking about white supremacy, the white man, racism, we're being held back, systematic racism, you need to cut those people off. They're draining you. Those kind of people are not helping you to grow. That's toxicity. It's poison. You don't want that around you. You don't want your kids growing up thinking like these people, guys, because everybody else in the world is taught to excel in life, to become productive citizens. It seems like in the black community, we just focus on being a victim. And that's one of our biggest problems, acting like a victim, thinking like a slave. And we want everybody to feel sorry for us. Guys, if there are people in the world that are racist and they don't like black people, why do you worry about that? That's never going to change. There's no solution to that. You cannot make somebody like you. Why do you want white people to like you? Like, let's just be real. If somebody is a racist, let's say a white man is a racist, why does it bother you that he's a racist and he don't like you? What are you worried for? Why don't you just go live your life and stop worrying about what and who don't like you? Because it kind of is sick. It's like that's like you're trying to holler at a woman. And hey, baby, how you doing? My name is such and such. And she don't give you no play because she don't like you. But you're mad that she don't like you. You're on YouTube making videos about a woman you approach that don't like you. Yo, man, I was trying to holler at Shorty, bruh, but she don't like me, man. That's not right. You know what I'm saying? That's racism because, you know, I'm not ugly, you know what I'm saying? I mean, she looking good and stuff. I was just trying to holler at her, you know, get to know her, but she don't want to give a brother the time of day. And you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's like hate. You know what I mean? She's just full of hate. You look crazy. You look stupid doing that. That's how you look when you're focusing on white people not liking black people. And here's the thing that I've learned is the more you think on that type of stuff, the more you make it a reality. In other words, if you keep going around talking about racism, racists, and sundown towns and all this goofy stuff, then that's going to be your experience. Whereas other black people that are civilized, that are just living and enjoying their life, they're not going to have those problems like you. You got some black folk, it's like they'll come online and they'll try to make you look like you're not black. Like, oh, you're not going through no struggle, so you can't talk for black people. No, that's not the issue. I just decide not to be a Negro like you. I decide not to be a ninja. I decide to elevate myself and elevate my family because I realized that the old way wasn't working for me. I realized that a lot of people in the hood, they didn't want to go. They didn't want to move forward. They didn't want to grow. They didn't want to do anything productive. They just want to sit on the stoop. They want to hang around, listen to trap music, drinking Henny. And every time I would want to do something productive, they didn't want to do that. So I had to escape from that pit because it's toxic. Who wants to be around that mess? Imagine you're an entrepreneur. You're trying to better yourself and your family, and all the surrounding family members you got that are black, they're busy trying to discourage you. They're not supporting you. They're not rooting for you. You're going to stay there in the pit with them people. It's time for you to get the hell out of there, gang. The hell I want to be around that mess for? I mean, just look at this dumbass in the chat. This person says, you're not better than anybody, bro. I'm better than you, fam, because you're a dumbass and you're just sitting back jealous of me. That's the problem with you ninjas. You sit back talking about you're not better than anybody. I didn't come online saying I'm better than anybody. You just feel some type of way because I'm doing better than you. It's just that simple. Guys, like I said, the people that's going to hate you is not going to be white folk. And even if white folk hate you, who cares? Because they're not in your world. You understand what I'm saying? The ones that's going to show you the most hate on your journey to success is going to be black people. They're going to be the most fucking hateful people you can imagine, guys. Some of the most hate I've ever received in my life, guys, it come from ninjas. I'm just being honest. They will be as vicious as possible, guys. I got people that talk about me all the time. They talk about me all day. You look at live chats of people, they all talking about me. I'm on their mind all day. And that just goes to show that I must be doing something good. If I got y'all talking about me and thinking about me, and it's like, damn, why are these people so obsessed with me? It's like I'm on their mind all day. It's because I'm doing good. I'm doing something good. I'm elevating, and they don't like the shit. You know why? Because they've been trying to make you fall. They've been hoping that you will fall. You got people, guys. You got black folk that they want to see you fall. They want to see you die. They want to see you down and out. They want to see you homeless. They want to see you living in a shelter. And sometimes you got black people that they know things about you and they think they got you all figured out. At least that's what they thought. They thought they had you figured out, but they don't. And they've been sitting back watching, and it's almost like they are waiting for you to die. And it's like you haven't died yet. You haven't lost anything yet. And they're sitting there and they're like, when is this guy gonna fall? When is he gonna collapse so I can laugh, so I can feel good? And it's like you're just not falling. Instead, you're elevating. See, they're hypnotized by hatred. Their hatred is helping you to prosper. I'm serious, man. You got some folks out there, they're so full of hate, they don't even realize that their hatred is helping you at the moment, gang. It's crazy, man. But it is what it is. Hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
Let's just be honest, Emmanuel. We know the history of the country. We do know the history of Mississippi. And the best thing that one of the best indicators of what the present is and possibly the future is the history.
Why is Don focused on the history of Mississippi, but yet he's not focusing on the history of the white man, but yet he got with a white man? Make that make sense. Make it make sense, gang. How could Don Lemon talk about the history of Mississippi, but he's not talking about the history of the white man enough to pretty much figure out why he ended up with a white man? He's talking about the history of Mississippi. Why is he in the past for? Shouldn't he be in the present? That's what Emmanuel trying to do. Emmanuel is trying to bridge the gap so that we could come together rather than all of this racist stuff and all of this hate. You know, we need to stop all of this hatred and come together. Don don't want that. Don want us to be divided because that's how he get paid. You got to always understand Don's bread and butter is about keeping blacks and whites divided. That's his whole bread and butter. And at the same time, he go to bed with a white man. He's trying to keep us divided, but yet he's united with a white man. Make that make sense, guys. You got to use your brain when it comes to these grifters.
Right? Of something, the history of your medical thing. You heard Al Sharpton say that at the funeral. When you go into the doctor and you say, this hurts or I have this ailment, and they go, what medication are you taking? What's your family's medical history? Okay, so you have that history in Mississippi. Not everybody lives in Mississippi. And so the people who are on the internet, the people who don't live in Mississippi, they see a black guy with all white guys and they go, oh, he's the only one that didn't come home. The history of Mississippi, blah, blah, blah. So people start putting two and two together, and that's why race is involved in this, because that is the history.
Do you see him on the side with his man? Do you see that, guys? I'm trying to show you that this is pure hypocrisy. When you listen to Don Lemon, it'll make you think this man is with a black man. Because we know he played for the other team, but you would expect that with the way he's talking, it sounds like he don't even like white people. You get what I'm saying? But he's with a white man, so obviously he loves white people.
Of America. Now, whether race played a role in his demise, no one knows that. No one knows that. But there is no denying that race plays a part in this case simply because of the optics.
How could optics? So you're accusing Nolan's friends of murdering him because they're white. But I just told you guys, if Nolan's friends was black, would y'all talk about optics? No, you won't. You won't, guys. This is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. If Nolan's friends were all black, nobody would care, fam. Nobody would care. And that's the issue here, fam. Forever Studio says Ringo Emmanuel trying to come in the chat. He said he have to pay. What do you mean? He said he have to pay. The chat is open to everybody. The chat is open to subscribers. He would have to subscribe to be in the live chat. Anybody could come to the live chat if they subscribe. I don't have it on members only. Let me get back to the content. Let's see. Yeah. So my point, guys, if Nolan was black, I mean, not Nolan was black. If his friends were black, we would not be having this conversation about race. You understand? We would not be talking about Mississippi. Nobody would even be talking about the story. Nobody. It would not get national news because nobody cares when you see black people together. Nobody would care. Let's go.
That's where the race part came in. That may be offensive to some people there, but the truth is often offensive. That is the reality in America.
Yeah, the truth is often offensive, Don. You are married to a white man. You understand? You are married to a white man. This is you cuddled up, booed up with the white man. See, I just talk straight because I don't got no time to sugarcoat. I'm not bought and paid for by nobody. I just don't like the hypocrisy because Don Lemon is a grifter. You understand? Emmanuel came on the show and basically was like, look, I ain't denying that, you know, there was issues in the past, but you got Ben Crump, Al Sharpton trying to paint Mississippi like it's one big sundown town. If you come down there and you black, you're going to get lynched somewhere and die. And he trying to say, look, okay, this happened to Emmett Till. That was 70 some odd years ago. It is what it is. Today, you got interracial relationships. You got black men having babies with white women. And, you know, he's trying to bridge the gap so people can come together so we could kind of cool hot heads because there's a lot of racial tension going on in the air. And it's really toxic and sick. Don don't want that. Don thought that when Emmanuel was coming on the broadcast that he was going to buck dance and play the game. That's what he thought. But it backfired. Because when Emmanuel started to do his thing on the show, Don was like, hold up, this can't be happening, not on live while I'm streaming. And then his audience started to disrespect him. That's when I was like, nah, fam, that's just wrong. Because if he's supposed to be a friend of the family, then he know more about the situation than anybody. You understand what I'm saying? Like he would know key details that a lot of people probably want answers to. And Don could have got those answers out, but instead he felt like, you know what? Let me put him on a smear campaign. Let me disrespect him. Let me call him a sellout. How you going to call Emmanuel a sellout if he's a civilized man and he's thinking rational and he's like, look, we got to learn how to literally deal with other people. It's like, I'm originally from New York. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. So I was around predominantly black people my whole life. The only time I seen white people was when I went to junior high and high school, because in the black community, all you see is black folk all day. So when I got with my white friends that was in high school, that was my only time around white people. And now that I move out into the South and I'm living around blacks and whites, because this is a mixed community out here. You know, you have a lot of people that be like, Ringo live in a white community. No, I live in a community of people that are civilized human beings, family-orientated people. You know, people that are totally different from people like you that love to live in Hateville and always worried about racism all day and always talking about a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I don't got no time for that mess, fam. You know, the whole goal in life is to learn how to work with other people, learn how to live amongst other groups of people. It's all about respect. I tell people all of this all the time. We may not agree. We may have a different belief system. We may live differently, but one universal law that we must follow is learning how to respect one another. I'm 49, so I don't got no time to play. You understand? I got kids. I got a wife. I got responsibility. I don't got no time walking around with a bunch of damn hate. Oh, there go a white person. Oh, white people. I don't like these white people. And then we want to cry racism when you're a racist too. Black people could be racist just like white people could be racist. But we got to get out of that mindset. You understand? All that systemic racism, all that mess, that stuff is what's holding black people back right now. That's what's holding black folk back right now, is all of this hate that we have harbored up. We literally acting like we still on a plantation. You can go to a bank, you can get a house, you can buy a car, you can do anything that white folk can do in 2026. And you're crying like there's still segregation. You crying like you got to go drink from a certain fountain. Like literally, this stuff is sick. And we're the only group that do this. It's embarrassing, you know? And what really got my attention to wanting to do this particular show was the fact that Emmanuel said something to Don along the lines of, he said, look, you're a powerful man. Giving him credit. Like, look, you got clout. You got the airwaves. People know you. You can literally come on down to Mississippi. You can use your platform to kind of cool all of the racial tension. You can do that, Don. Don is like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm going to keep the hate going. I'm going to keep the divide going. And that's what's so sick about this. And it's all because Emmanuel didn't do what he expected. He expected a different outcome on that interview. Trust and believe that. And in my opinion, God made Emmanuel stay true to what he believed rather than going the way that Don wanted to go. That is what a sellout would do. A sellout would go the way Don wanted to do. Proof. Whoever get mad, get mad. I don't care. You know, I don't live in Mississippi, so I don't know what it is like there. I don't know, you know, but on social media, they're painting Mississippi like it's just a racist, hateful place to be. And he have a point, meaning Emmanuel have a point. Like, look, Crump, Al Sharpton, and this family, you know, the way they putting this thing out there, it'll make you think like, yo, everybody's a racist out in Mississippi. And that's not cool, fam. That's not cool. That's like if somebody making videos and they're like, yo, New York is racist. You know, it's just full of hate. And you live out there, you're going to feel some type of way. Like, hold up. That's not how it is, man. Like, being that I'm in the South right now, like I said, I was around predominantly black people when I was in New York. Out here, I'm seeing all kinds of white folk. And I'm telling you, There's a lot of lies, bro. A lot of lies. You have a lot of Southern white people out here that are friendly, kind, hospitable. They treat you with respect. You go into their place of business. You feel welcome. You don't nobody's watching you weird. I've been to damn restaurants and places where white people cook. I didn't know white people know how to fry chicken. I didn't know they know how to make cornbread. I always heard these stories about white folk that can't do nothing. Remember I told you about Sister Carol, that white lady out there at the Ford dealership? Sister Carol know how to fix some cornbread, some fried chicken. Man. I couldn't believe it. I said, Sister Carol, you fixed this chicken? She says, yes, I did. I fixed this chicken out here. I was like, my goodness. You sure you don't got nobody black back there? Let me come back there in that kitchen and see. Gotta be somebody black back there. She was like, no. I fixed the chicken. I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you know, you hear things, but then when you have, seeing is believing. Speaking of some cornbread, bro, I'm going down there tomorrow. I'm going tomorrow. I'm going down there to get some cornbread. Oh, I can't forget about that carrot cake. The carrot cake. Listen, guys, when I tell you, Sister Carol, good old white woman. She fixed the best carrot cake in North Carolina. The best. The best. Y'all probably know the location now, because remember I did that video? And they had the name of the place on the window in reverse. So y'all probably know the location, the secret spot, bruh. But hey, it's somewhere out in Charlotte somewhere. But anyway, let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir. You can ask me. We're here to have a conversation.
Okay. When Emmett Till was killed in 1955, I believe it was, he died for whistling and simply looking at a white woman. Now, we have went from there to making babies with these white women. When does that go out of the window for, as you know, this racial component of Mississippi history years ago? How can we accept that history when it comes to,
you can accept it by acknowledging the problem. You accept it by acknowledging the problem and acknowledging the reality.
What problem, Don? What problem? You're making up a problem. Nolan died. We're trying to figure out what happened to him, right? Nobody don't know what happened. It could have been a freak accident. He could have drowned, dehydration, alcohol. There's so many different components to something that could have happened. Somebody could have did something to him. We don't know. But the point is, you're making it a race issue and you're focusing on Mississippi as a whole. That's wrong. Because here's the thing, guys. Watch this. If this happened in New York, would Don Lemon be talking about racism in Mississippi and the history of Mississippi? He's generalizing all of Mississippi based on Emmett Till. So Emmett Till is the only thing that ever happened in Mississippi, man. The only thing that ever happened in Mississippi is Emmett Till. Why is it that with black folk, we focus on these things? We focus on anybody that's black that died. I don't hear white folk doing this at all, bro. I don't hear white folk having a laundry list of everybody that's white that have ever died from the past. I don't hear that. Only with us. We remember everybody from the past. Well, you know, they killed Emmett Till. You know, they said they killed him because he was whistling at a white woman. And now you got black men dealing with white women today, getting them pregnant. You don't see them getting lynched. So what Don is doing is Don is trying to keep us divided. Don is the sellout. Don Lemon is the sellout. You know? And I'm going to react to Emmanuel's video because he did a video. I'm not sure where I got it from. I'm not sure if it's on YouTube. I think it's on the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? He did a video, and I'm going to react to that on another day. Probably tomorrow I'm going to react to that, where I think he went in on Don a little bit and whatnot. He needed to, because it's just sad that he came on the show in good faith, and rather than Don and them show some respect, instead they try to smear his name. And now I think I seen them making videos saying, oh, the family don't even know him and all this other stuff. I'm like, listen, man, the internet is disgusting, bro. It is disgusting, fam. Absolutely disgusting how people will smear your name. And what I respect mostly, if I could get back to my point that Emmanuel did, the thing that he did out of that whole interview that I think was the right thing to do in this time was tell Don to his face, like, look, you could use your platform to cool things down, because there's a lot of stuff going on that you don't know about, and we trying to kind of keep things right. You know what I'm saying? And that to me was needed. And it's sad that Don can't see. He could see, but he don't want to, because he makes his money by doing this. That's his bread and butter, is by keeping everybody divided. So while y'all thinking that Don is trying to speak for the black community and he got love for black people, no, he don't, fam. He don't got no love for black folk, fam. He's using black folk in order to profit. Remember, always remember. And here's another thing. Matter of fact, I'll wait for when it come up, because Emmanuel going to say it in the video, and Don is going to say something. Don Lemon is going to say something so stupid. I'm surprised nobody ain't calling him out on it. But let's get back to the content.
Of the history of the country. You accept it by saying, I understand why people think race is involved. I understand why, right.
I understand why people do it, but what I'm saying is it a fair assessment for us to live here when we have assessment. We have nothing but a bunch of nothing but mixed kids running around down here.
But just because you have mixed kids, because you have mixed kids, it doesn't mean that you're not racist.
But do you see what I mean? What Don is doing? What is Don's point? None of that have anything to do with Nolan's case. He's using Nolan's case to push this narrative of how horrible Mississippi is and all this mess. Like, he's down there and he knows and he's experiencing all this stuff. And the thing is, Don live in a nice neighborhood, a nice community. He's rich. Don Lemon got money. Don Lemon husband got money. They not living broke. So why in the world would Don be talking all this systemic racism and all this mess, and yet he's with a white man, married a white man, you know? And I'm pretty sure that if Emmanuel wanted to go there, he could have, but he probably said, you know what, I'm gonna be respectful, you know, I'm on his platform. But I'm pretty sure he wanted to go there a little bit, you know, say a little something, you know, on the side, you know? That's why I say it, because I don't care. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm telling you straight up and down. This is Don Lemon with the white man holding him. Do you see that, gang? I'm going to say what everybody else want to say, and I'm going to say it straight. You know what I mean? Look at the white man's face. Do you see that? The white man is angry. Don is like, yeah, this is my boo.
Hey, y'all. My name is Don Lemon, and I am a sweet little lemon for my boo. You see my whitey husband? He's always mad, you know? But don't worry, I'm gonna take him home, and I'm gonna run his bath water and make him feel good and cozy, 'cause I just love white men.
But Anton said Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
This is.
Still had the voice change on there. This is crazy, man. I mean, guys, you got to really think about this. That's the guy you champion on YouTube as speaking for the black community. I want you to think about this, ladies and gentlemen. This is Don Lemon trying to speak up for the black community, talking about racism, the white people, and all this other stuff. But after he log off YouTube, after going hard in the paint, talking about how racist white people are in Mississippi, but yet he goes home to the white man and cuddle up and take these photos, guys. I want y'all to understand that. And I'm not making fun of nobody. I'm just speaking facts. I'm trying to show you that this is pure hypocrisy. You cannot tell me nothing about systemic racism while being a hypocrite. You know, it would be better for him to just talk about another topic, because once you are married to the white man, in my opinion, you can't be on YouTube acting like you pro-black. Because why? You are invested in the white community as well. It's no different than if you're a black man and you got a white wife or a white woman, white girlfriend. Once you have a white woman in your life, you can't be out here, oh yeah, these white people, that you can't be doing that. You have a white woman now. And if you had children with her, now you got these kids that have white features, and you got to teach them this. You're their father, you're black, their mother's white. You can't be out here talking all that mess. You can't. You can't be talking that, because your kid got to grow up in this world now. So you can't be pushing hate. You can't. We're not denying the past. We're not denying the past and all that. But guys, that's the past. That's the past, guys. Black people got to stop living in the past, man. This stuff is sick. What does the Bible says? Forgetting those things which are behind and pressing towards the mark for the high calling of God. You dwelling on the past. What happened to Lot's wife when she was dwelling on the past? She looked back, turned into salt. She turned into a pillar of salt because she was just dwelling on the past. That's why you should not be looking back. We're not denying the atrocities done to black people and all of that stuff. But when are we going to get over that, man? When are we going to move forward? When? We only got a short time on this earth, guys. Those of you that are in your 30s, you know, you're pushing 40, you got to understand, man, life is short. Life is short, fam. It really is. We got to take the time. And that's why the Bible even says to redeem the time while it's at hand, like, because time is short. You got to just do what you got to do today, man, because you don't know when your time is coming. You know, we could be here on this live, we making plans for tomorrow, but we don't know the day nor the hour where we going to check out. We don't know. We don't want to think about it. But at the same time, have we fulfilled God's call for our life? Or are we out here spreading hate all day? Which one? Let's go.
Nobody's
It doesn't mean that
dying now. Back then, they died for looking at her. Now we're sleeping with
let me
them
ask you
and having
this.
kids, and nobody's dying.
One thing. Let me ask you
like
this.
things haven't
Let me
changed.
ask you this, Emmanuel.
Right. Things did change. Things did change. We might still have pockets of racism, but that's never going to change. I already told you guys, there's racism all over, and it's never going to stop. What we got to do is learn how to build us, learn how to do for us. See, let me explain something to black folk, because I really don't think black people understand something, right? When you look at the Jewish community, right? When you look at the Jewish community, primarily in New York, the Jewish people stick together 100%. They have a store out in New York called B&H Photo. The best store in New York, hands down. The best customer service, the best supply of equipment and various products, the sales reps, every that whole business, that whole enterprise is the best The best I've ever seen and witnessed in New York. And it's ran by Jewish people. You know why? They understand business. They understand economics. But they also understand community. They understand to get their own schools. They got their own stores. They got everything for their people. Why can't black people take a note from their book and understand what that looked like? We complain about racism, oppression, the first fired, last hired. Why can't all of the wealthy of black folk put their resources together and build something for black people so that we can thrive, where we have our own schools, our own curriculum, our own education, our own hospitals, our own banks, our own. We can never come together because we're full of hate. We don't trust one another. You see? How is it that the Jewish man got everything for his people? You will never see a Jewish man on the street begging bread. Nope. They make sure all their brothers have a job. All. Do you understand? Their business, the Jewish dollar, circulates in their hands over and over. Probably 20 times it circulates. Matter of fact, that money don't leave their community. In the black community, as soon as we get paid, our money goes into the white man hand, into the Asian man hand, whatchamacallit, into everybody else's hand. It don't stay in the black community. I forgot this guy's name. What's this guy's name? He taught a good lesson on it. Some of y'all probably know who I'm talking about. This black guy. He was teaching on something economics, community economics, or something along them lines. Anybody remember his name? And he was talking about how the black dollar, it needs to stay in the black community and circulate about a good 12 times. And then we could release it on the outside. That way, that dollar helps your hand, my hand, that brother, that sister, and it keeps moving around. All right, Claude Anderson, that's it. Claude Anderson have a very interesting lesson. It's still on YouTube. You could look it up and find it, where he was talking about this, and it's very, very good. I mean, till this day, black people still don't got it in motion. You know, Jewish people, they got it down packed, man. That's why the money keeps circulating. Asian people, guys, do you see Asian people shopping at anybody's store? No, they got their own, fam. They shop at their own people. We the only group that don't know nothing, bro. We don't know nothing about unity. All these other nations take care of their people. We the only group that are selfish. We try to stunt on one another. We try to show out on one another. Well, look at what I got. Well, look at my car. Well, I'm prospering. I'm blessed of the Lord. You're broke. You're poor. I'm able to travel. I'm able to do this. You look stupid. That's oppression. That's what oppression is. It's not coming from the white man. It's coming from the black man. You got a lot of people that support their people, fam. And it's a beautiful thing when you see them supporting their people. And I've always wondered, why is it that black people can't support each other? You know, we're more quick to support the white man, the Asian man, and everybody else with our dollar rather than the black man. You can have a black man or black woman that got a business. You wouldn't even give them a time of day. You would more likely, I'm going to put that money in the white man's hand. I'd rather give it to the white man. I'm not giving it to the black man. I'm going to put that in the white man's hand. He's better. It's because we don't trust one another. Let's go.
Oh. Do you know why Nolan died or how?
No, I do not.
Okay. All right.
So I'm for an investigation. That's why I said I'm for Al and them coming here and investigating. But Don, what I'm saying is I don't think he should have led with this strong racial, the same people who killed Emmett Till. And I mean, that was almost 100 years ago. And we're now sleeping with white women, and white men are now sleeping with black women, creating babies with these people, man. I mean,
But that
we are
doesn't
a true
mean that
live
racism.
gumbo.
I think that your idea of what racism isn't necessarily calling people the.
Also, let me do this for those of you that want to check out his YouTube, because Don is trying to demonize Emmanuel's name all over social media. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I said he's in the live chat. What's his username? Because I don't know his username. What's his username? Because I could just go to his channel. Matter of fact, Forever Studio, if you got his YouTube, please put it in the live chat so that if a viewer want to go check out his platform, they could go there and check out his content. Because basically, there's a smear campaign going on right now where Lemon is trying to smear his name, and all he's going to do is just bring more traction to him. So it's already done stamped. Once you appeared on Don Lemon's show, that's going to bring a buzz automatically. But you got to know how to take that momentum and capitalize off of it and just do the right thing with it, because you'll end up, I guess, building an audience of people that want to hear your thoughts, you know? So it is what it is. So let me get back to the content. Okay, so he put his channel in the live chat, so you could pretty much go there, check out his platform, show love. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
N-word or beating them up. It is a system that is based on superiority and history and present.
Do you see what Lemon is doing? Why is he talking all of this stuff for? What does that have to do with Nolan? He's using Nolan to capitalize, to push this garbage on Black Americans so that we can continue to have a hateful heart towards all these other groups of people. That's all this is, man. And it's keeping us down.
And sometimes people who are in relationships with people of a different ethnicity or a different background, they still have not dealt with racial issues. And sometimes, sometimes the love for people of a different ethnicity is a similar love, especially for blacks and whites, all right? Especially of a certain generation. It's the same sort of love that you have for a pet, where you are, I'm serious, where you love them, you protect them, you pay for everything, but it doesn't mean it's the same love that you have for a human being. It's kind of that, okay, I understand that. In America, the reason that we have this is because we don't deal in a fulsome way with race. We're not honest about it. And we think that racism is something where it is overt. It's not always overt. And there are people who came up through the civil rights movement, and people who were discriminated against, they're still here. And the people who were part of the Klan, there's a huge Ku Klux Klan contingent in this country.
Why is he talking about the Klan, bro? Like, he's talking about the Klan, but he's not talking about the gangs that are in the Black community. Make it make sense. He's talking about the Klan, but he's not talking about the Black community that have a bunch of gangs that are killing one another. Black folk kill each other more than the Klan. But Don is not talking about that. That's not important. First of all, Black folk don't live around no Klan. You understand? And those groups are doing whatever they do. It is what it is, man. Like, this stuff makes no sense, bro. Like, it really makes no sense. You cannot change people that don't like you, bro.
There are people who are part of the Proud Boys who said that they're racist. There are people part of the new neo-Nazis. They say they are racist, and they are open with it. So,
Don, listen to me very carefully. Aren't you happy? You're a part of the Happy Boy Club, right? Okay. Being that you're a part of the Happy Boy Club, I don't agree with that club. I don't agree with the Happy Boy Club. at the same time. I respect all people, meaning I'm not going to be racist towards you or discriminate because you choose to be a part of the Happy Boy Club. So my point is, why are you worried about the Klan and everybody else's club? That's their club. That's what they choose to be. Just like you choose to be, right, a part of the Happy Boy Club. You choose that club. That's your club, right? Nobody's supposed to discriminate against your club. So why are you discriminating against the Klan? If the Klan want to be the Klan and that's their way, then why are you fighting against their club? But yet if somebody fight against your club, then you want to say that is racism. I don't understand these double standards, man. But anyway, let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
And a lot of that comes from the South, from Louisiana, where I am, and from Mississippi. And if you go there, if you know, if I can drive 5 minutes from where you are and find a person who's involved in one of those groups and a person who's in that community.
Why would you be looking for a person that's a part of those groups? Why? Yo, that's sick. So you're stalking people at this point, Don. You're stalking white people. Why is it always about white people? Why you don't talk about Russians and Asians and East Indian? What about them? Are they not racist? Can they be racist? Why everything is about white? What is your obsession with this?
So don't tell me that racism is stamped out in Mississippi and where
he never said that. He never said that. You won't even give the guy a chance to talk. He never said like racism is over with and there's no more racists in the world. Racism is done. There's going to always be pockets of that stuff, but you can't change that, man. You have to learn how to live your life.
You are, because people are sleeping together. First of all, people have urges, and people used to.
Don talking about people having urges? Oh, yeah, you do. You got urges, Don. You have urges for the white man. That's what Don have, fam. Don have urges for the white man. Right? Let's get back to the content. Hit that like button, fam. Subscribe to the channel.
Sleep with each other on plantations.
Which is true.
I'm just saying. The master used to sleep with the people on the plantation, women and men.
Right.
Wow,
I mean, I was out. Here's what I want.
That's all about urge. That's a lot about urge, and you know, you need to get your freak on.
And what you said, I think that's slightly different topic than what I was speaking of. Like this Saturday, I was out at dinner, man, and everybody in the restaurant was mixed. I mean, I see a black woman here with a Mexican guy, and they got 2 kids, 16 to 17 years old. I mean,
of course, that happens everywhere.
That's how we are down here.
I know that. I'm from the South. I've been saying that people in the South, black people and white people, integrate more than they do in the North. But that's mostly about socioeconomics. It doesn't mean that racism is solved. It's because basically those people who live together are the same part of the socioeconomic group. So if you are mostly middle-class people and you have grown up there, you are going to pretty much be together in the same places. But here in the North, it is about rich people who are all together. Most of them mainly are white because that's sort of, you know, generational wealth. Most black people didn't have the opportunity to do that.
Don, you're married to a white man. Did you forget about that or what?
But here in the North, it is more polarized than it is in the South. The South, I think, used to be segregated, but people are more polarized here in the North than they are in the South.
And now I know you can speak on that better than most because you're from the South and you've been living all over. You've been living in the North, so I can understand.
Not only am I from the South and living in the North, my family just left here, and we had a long discussion about this, and a long discussion about people who believe that racism is over, or just because people what they're called, oh, there's race mixing. That's what the racists used to call it back. But people who are marrying interracial marriage, they think that racism is over because of that, and it's not. But it doesn't mean that it is as bad as back in Emmett Till. We made progress.
Racist people is going to always be with us. There's nothing you can do about that. That's why Jesus Christ suffered, bled, and died for that very same thing. Is because racist people going to walk amongst you. But who really cares about the quiet racist? He's a racist and he's quiet and he don't say nothing about it. He over there. If he not bothering you, he can be racist over there. As long as he don't come and shove it down my throat, I don't care what he is over there, right? He's not affecting me. If he ain't affecting me.
You don't know that.
See, Emmanuel made a good point. If you have a quiet racist, see, here's the thing, guys. Even though I'm in North Carolina, right? Even though I'm in this community, there could be a racist in this community. But guess what? I don't care and I don't know. I'm not looking for all of that stuff. I mind my business. I'm a family man. I don't get up like, ooh, let me go find me a racist. Yeah, that guy right there, the white tea people, oh yeah, they racist. I don't do that type of stuff. I don't care for that. If somebody's a racist and they don't like black people, that's their problem. You know, remember I told you guys a story about a guy that's in New York that I used to work with. This particular guy, he's a full-blown racist. He don't like black people at all. But he always said, you're cool. Meaning me. Because he works with me. But he said he don't like black people. I never questioned him about that. I just look at it like he must have had a bad experience. Something happened. He's not disrespecting me. So I'm not going to look at him no other way. I'm like, listen, I respect your position. It is what it is. You know, and like, in other words, all the black folk that work at the job, he ain't have no problem with them. And I found out what his real issue is. His real issue is not black people. A lot of times when you think of a racist, a white person that is racist against blacks, to be honest, guys, because I talked with this particular guy and he's a full-blown racist, it's not that he's against black people in its entirety. There's certain black people he just don't like. And what this guy was explaining is that he don't like ninjas. And he said the N-word. He said, I don't like N-words. I don't like them. He said, I can't stand them. You know, and he went on to explain. He said, they don't want to work. They're just in the streets all day. They're committing crimes. They're doing this. They're not taking care of the kids. And what he listed was the very kind of black folk I don't like. So when I put it all together, his idea of being a racist is not that he hate black people as a whole. He don't like the degenerates of the community that's bringing us down. Just like you don't like them. You don't like the thieves, the drug dealers, the rapists, the PDF files, the gang members, the drug dealers. You don't like them. Why would you? You know? You go to any predominantly white community, you think they're going to tolerate somebody in the community selling drugs? They're not going to tolerate that. The white man not going to tolerate the PDF files in the community. Once the community find out that there's a man in the community that's messing with kids, it's over for him. Do you understand me? They're gonna all vote him out of the community. He ain't going to be able to survive. Nobody want to live around that poison, man. Nobody. Right? Let me see. Okay, you talking to Soul of Seed. He told me he watching Ringo live right now. Oh, okay. All right, let me get back to the content. Let's go.
But
you don't know what that quiet racist is doing. You don't know who he's influencing. You don't know what kids and grandkids he's influencing. You don't know that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
you don't know who he's supporting. Maybe he's sending money to the Klan. You don't know.
But when I'm speaking of quiet, I'm talking about the ones who just keeping it to himself. You know what I'm saying? If he's quiet with it, I agree with what you're saying right there. I agree with that.
Emmanuel.
If he's helping people be racist, that's a problem. And when I'm speaking,
but how do you know that if he's quiet about it? Quiet is kept. You know what quiet is kept is, right?
Hey, I'm just saying, man. If you got a health problem and it don't show, it don't show up on this blood result.
Guys, you have a lot of people that don't even like people like Don Lemon in terms of sexuality, and they keep that quiet to themselves. You have a lot of people, guys, that are watching this live stream. They don't support Don Lemon's lifestyle. And you stay quiet about it. You just know not to say nothing about it. It's just like when you work at the 9 to 5, you might work around people that are of that persuasion. And it's not that you hate them per se, the person. It's not that. The lifestyle, yes, you don't agree with that. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that you hate the person. When I was on a 9-to-5 in New York, we had a gay guy that was at the job. We treated him with respect. We never disrespected that guy. He was pretty much family with us. You know, it is what it is. But his lifestyle, I didn't agree with that mess. But as a co-worker, I treated him like family. You know, he was cool. We all had good conversations at the job, but we never got into anybody's personal life. That's just how we worked at the job. We didn't bring up religion. We didn't bring up no sexuality stuff. We didn't do that. We had certain rules. We didn't focus on politics, religion, or some sexuality conversations. That stuff, we just kept that out of the way. And that is what kept us focusing on just doing our job and just keeping everything respectful. That's how you supposed to move in the workplace, because you could get in trouble. You know, I remember one time we had somebody that came to the job, and it was around the time where they was putting like updating the company policy for gay people. And they had all these rules and regulations, man, that favored the gay guy, right? And while they were having that meeting, basically trying to get us to conform to all these rules, the gay guy got up and said, look, do we really have to have this? Because I'm the only one here. Like, we don't really need these rules. I don't want to have these folks thinking like I just came here to put them inside of a bind. And basically those rules, we didn't have to adhere to them, because the supervisor heard what we had to say and they listened to that person. And even though the rules were company policy stamped, you know, by the agency, at the job, that location where we was at, we didn't even have to follow those things. It was like just something that's under the table, meaning the big boys, they don't know. But at our work location, we didn't even have to, because the guy that's gay, he was like, they don't have to follow all of that stuff. You're making people feel uncomfortable and trying to control them. And he said he don't want that type of stuff. So even without the rules in place, we showed him respect. Without the rules, we didn't need nobody to treat us like we're kids. Like, oh, this is how you're supposed to treat somebody that's gay. That's not, you don't need to tell us all of this stuff like we're kids. We're workers. We understand what it means to respect people. And that is what we showed, you know? So my point is, when you look at Don, the way he's talking, it's like he don't respect other people. I might not agree with a Klansman or the position of a racist, but then that's his life. If a guy want to be a racist, that's him. That's his life. It's not affecting me. As long as you don't bring that to my family, as long as you ain't outside burning crosses on my yard and have nooses hanging around, then we're not going to have no problem. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to be a racist behind your door, then hey, have at it, man. You know, do whatever you want to do. I don't care, because it's not affecting me, you know?
Then good deal.
And then eventually one day it's going to kill you. Even if it doesn't show up, even if you don't know about it, it's still going to kill you.
But here's my main thing, though.
Yes.
And I want to speak on what you just said.
Yes, sir.
I believe the world and Hollywood did this to us down here in the South. They have made everybody in the North, East, West think that we so prejudiced down here, when none of that is true, man. It is not. It's not saying that there's no prejudiced people here, but you cannot just...
He's actually right, because when you think about it, look at all the movies. Think about all the films that were filmed out in Mississippi. All of those movies really shape, you know? It really shaped your mind to make you think that certain places out there in the South is just really, really rough, man. Like, you got to be one of them type of black folk that's really tough to really live in an environment like that. Like, I remember when I used to watch these films, man, I used to be like, damn, man, how in the world do black people survive in Mississippi, man? Like, damn, is that what it's really like? Like, you just black and it's just hate all day? And it used to really shape your mind, making you really believe, like, damn, them people probably struggling out there, man. It's probably difficult to hold a job because everything is racism. And it really makes you believe that that's what's going on every day. And he's basically saying that's not what it is.
How did Hollywood convince people that what happened in the South and what's happening in the South that's real is, how does that Hollywood? Hollywood is just projecting what's happening.
Because when they make their movies, that's how they show it. They project
movies?
us. Every racial movie, everything
what movies
that come through here.
Did you watch Django?
Yeah, I watched that.
Okay, did you think that wasn't real? A lot of this stuff is based on truth.
I'm not saying that wasn't real. But
do you remember when we were going? How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 46.
Do you remember Miss Jane Pittman? Do you remember that story? Did you watch Roots in elementary school?
Yes, I did.
All right, so that was Hollywood doing that?
No, listen, man, this is what I'm trying to say. Hollywood will take something that may be true, or Hollywood will take something that's not true and make you think it's true by keep putting that in your head. That's their job. You know,
how are they putting something in your head that is, if it's based on reality or a true story?
I can't even see this person that sower of seed is talking to. I can't even see who that person is. Let me see. Sower of seed said, "Man, if you thought like me, man, let me leave it at that." I can't see that person at all. They're not even showing up on my end. I can't even see them in the live chat. And a lot of times you have people that be hiding their account and they be in my chat kind of sneaking around. Is that person acting up in the live chat? Is that person acting up? Yes or no? Yes? Okay, block them. I can't see them. So just block that person from the channel because I can't see them. They're doing some sort of thing with an account where I can't see them. So yeah, block that individual. And if they come back up, block them again. Let's get back to the content.
But
so do you think that the image
used to been based on reality and a true story, but you cannot keep coming down here telling the world that, listen, man, people comment in my comments.
Shout out to J.E. Says, salute Ringo from East Flatbush, Brooklyn. Salute. Got Brooklyn in the building. Get back to that content. Hit that like button.
All day about how racist we are down here. You know, people, we don't move like that. We really, because here's what I think, Don, and you should know this better than anybody. Because there was a problem here in Mississippi, a big problem in Mississippi with racism. These days, people try not to step on each other's toes because they don't want it to come across as we still have that problem.
Okay, Emmanuel,
even though they might not want you to marry their daughter, but that's his personal preference. That don't make him preference. Is that not his personal preference? If a black man chooses for his daughter to be married to another black man because that's what he is, does that make that black man prejudiced? No,
yes,
that's his preference.
That don't make him prejudiced. Don is a dummy, bro. Like, this not making no sense. How does that make him prejudiced? If I'm a father and I want my daughter to marry a black man, how does that make me prejudiced? If I'm a black man and I like black women, then that makes me prejudiced because I don't want to give that white woman my number? That don't make no sense.
It does.
So
oh my gosh,
a person can't prefer something?
Okay, let me tell you what. Uh-oh, did I lose him? Are you still there?
I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, I can't see you for some reason. I lost you on the thing. Okay, let me.
He didn't lose him. Don is trying to get him off the show. So if Emmanuel is listening, let me make you understand how social media work. When you're doing all of this work and you're live streaming, Don didn't lose anything. Don was watching you the whole time. He was just playing dumb because he really was trying to get you off the show. You know what I mean? Once he realized that you were not doing what he wanted you to do, because you were supposed to be used for an agenda that he's pushing. He's trying to push a certain narrative. And he realized that he couldn't really get you to bend towards what he wanted because you're thinking for yourself, right? He realized he couldn't control the narrative. So it's like, let me try to smear his name, get him up off the platform. That was his first attempt to try to get you off. I'm just saying.
Oh, here it is. Let's see. Let's make sure it's not. I can't see you. I've lost.
Everything's good on my end. So
yeah. So I'm going to hold on, Emmanuel. I'm going to take a break, Emmanuel.
All right.
And I'm going to come back because I can't see you. I've lost your picture on my end. So we'll take a break and we'll come back and we'll finish our conversation. I'm going to go out and come back in, Andy.
All right.
I don't want to hear all this mess. He always putting these damn ads. I fast forward a little bit. Okay.
Okay, so we're back. Emmanuel, are you there? Hopefully you're back. Okay, great. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Okay, so Emmanuel, I don't even know where to start when you're talking about someone who doesn't want. Yeah, that's bias. That's prejudice. If someone doesn't want, because it shouldn't be about race. You should be about you. If you're a father, you should be about who your daughter loves, whether you're a black man, a white man, or whoever. And so to say that if I don't want my daughter to marry a white man and I'm a black man, yeah, that's bias. That's racial bias.
So you can't have a preference for what cake or what car you prefer? Does that mean that you're prejudiced against?
Well, you can't compare cars. You can't compare cars to people.
This doesn't make no sense. You can. What are you talking about? You can't compare cars to people. See, the reason listen, Don is not smart. He's not making any sense.
It's not the same thing. Come on.
So you're saying people are not allowed to have a preference? That don't mean
you're allowed to have a preference, but if the preference is based on race, that's problematic.
No,
because we're all humans. If you like people, some people like dark-haired people. Some people
listen. If all right, put it like this: if you have a daughter, you would want her to have a black man as a husband. That's natural for every father. He's going to want his daughter to get with a good black man. Now, if she chooses to get with some white guy or whatever, that's her personal business. But a black man is going to want his daughter to get with a man that's like him. Do you understand? That's only natural. It doesn't mean he's a racist and he hates white people. It has nothing to do with it, right? But Don he's all over the place and it's not making sense.
Light-haired people, but if you discount an entire race, that's racism.
No. If a man...
No, it's not discounting an entire race because like I said, and it is what it is. Y'all could get mad because I'm going to be explicit. When it comes to pussy, a man don't discriminate. Let me make that clear for the people in the back. When it comes to pussy, a black man, a white man, an Asian man, he don't care. If a woman get naked, he will fuck. It's just the facts, man. You will never see a man discriminating when it comes to having sex with a woman. He won't be like, well, I don't like this and I don't like that. Nah, fam. A man is going to do what a man is going to do. He going to get into that man mode and he going to get with that woman. He don't care what ethnicity she's from. She's a woman. That's all that matters. So you can have preferences and it is what it is. Like I said, a father, it's just like if you have a white man, a white father, right? When he have his white daughter, trust and believe he want his daughter to settle down with a young white man because he's white. And there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean he's a racist. But now, if his daughter find it in herself and she get with a black guy, he just got to accept that. That's one of the things that a father have to accept. It's like, I have all girls. I say I have all daughters. I got 4 daughters. And I would want my daughter to have a black guy, as a husband and all that other stuff. But now, if she end up with a white guy, what could I do? What am I going to get mad and disown her? No, I'm going to have to accept the young man no matter what. I got to be respectful of her decision. And it is what it is. There's nothing I could do about it. That's life. That's her choice, right? I'm not going to be mad and be like, oh, I can't believe you would do this to your father. I'm not doing all of that. She made her choice. I got to accept that. Got to respect that. So he's not saying to be racist and stuff like that, but we're talking about preferences. You see, a father naturally want his daughter to get with, if he's black, he want her to get with a black guy. If the guy is white, he would want his daughter to get with a white guy. That's just the way it is. It doesn't mean he's hateful of anybody. Because there's a lot of white guys that he wanted his daughter to get with a young white man and she ended up with a black guy. What are you going to do? Get racist? You're going to have to accept where this is going. Especially if it's a good dude. You know, he's working, he's respectful, he's not hitting on your daughter. You know what I'm saying? He respects you, he respects the family. He's responsible. He hold all the qualities that your father hold. If anything, that's going to make your father really realize like, hey, he's not a bad guy after all. Because that's all what a father really looking for. You know what I'm saying? It's not really about the white or black. He's looking for a young man that he know can really take care of his daughter the way he did. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, as long as he got those traits, he's not no criminal, no felon. He's not putting his hands on you. He's hardworking. He's educated. I see that he's trying, and he's developing himself as a man. And I can kind of see myself in that kid. Then I realize he got the potential. You see what I'm saying? He got the potential to be that man for my girl. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is more important than focusing on his skin complexion, if that makes sense. Right?
I want somebody that looks like me or resemble me to marry my daughter. That does not mean that person
That's
is
not your decision.
racist.
That's not your decision.
Yeah, we know it's not his decision. But he didn't say that. Decision. I didn't say anything that person would not accept another race come marry his daughter. God. I'm just saying it does not mean that a person
Emmanuel,
is racist if he wants.
Are you in the sunken place? If a black man
wants his...
Notice how he's not letting Emmanuel explain himself because he's making perfect sense. In other words, if it's a preference, it doesn't mean you're a racist or some racism. Because if your child chooses somebody that maybe you didn't want from the beginning, you're going to still have to accept them no matter what. You know, you got to do that. But let's go. Matter of fact, you remember that scene? I forgot what the movie was, man. I was just watching that clip on YouTube. It was a clip with Jet Li and Aaliyah was in the same movie. I forgot the name of it. And they were at the park. And I think they had like an ice cream cone or something like that in the film. And the brother, she was like, I want you to meet my brother. They were playing basketball. And being that he is Asian and he was with the sister, he didn't like that. You know what I mean? He would have probably more wanted to see his sister with a brother. So they pretty much took him to pretty much play football and whatnot to rough him up. You know what I mean? And it's because he was expecting her to be with a black guy. And because he was Asian, he felt some type of way. You know, like, how does Asian guy end up with my sister? But what you have to understand in life, you don't know how it's going to turn out. You never know how it's going to turn out, man. You never know. Okay, let's get back to the content. Let's go.
His daughter to marry another black man, that does not make him a racist. And the same with a white guy. If a white guy wants his daughter to marry a white guy,
look, I'm going to move on. Let me just say this. I'm going to move on because I want to talk about you.
Okay.
It's exactly what I said to you in the beginning of this. You're too close to it to even understand what it is. First of all, it's not that dad's decision about who his daughter marries. That's the point. That is actually misogyny, right? The fact that you think that you can control or you should control who your daughter marries, and the fact that you don't understand that.
Control it. I didn't say he can control it. She can pick.
Oh God.
No, here's where the racism come in. If his daughter brings home a certain person of another race, and then he says, "I don't want him in here." After that's what she chose, yeah, that's racist. I agree with you there.
No. That's racism. That's aggression.
If he
But
had
him
his preference, he
preferring
would prefer
someone of
his-
another preferring someone of his race, that is racism. I am preferring someone of my own race. That is the definition of racism. Now, if he gets aggressive with the other guy, that's aggression and violence. But
Don is not educated.
say, if you look up the definition of racism, it is preferring, in that definition, someone of your own race.
So when are you allowed to have a preference? When are you allowed to have a preference?
I gotta go.
In the world is this person talking in my live chat? What he gonna do for a super chat? Love, whatever. Let me tell you what I'm gonna do for the super chat. How about fuck you? How about that? Put your dumb ass on the block list. This is Ringo TV. Fuck you and your super chat. I don't care about your money. How about that? Let's get back to the content.
You can't have a preference. Everybody has a preference, but that's not racism.
But racism is totally different than a preference. If he prefers,
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
like even like
Oh my gosh, I'm not going to go on with this. I'm going to send you someone who can talk to you better about this, and it's Eddie Glott. I'm going to give you your number. But I think that you're too close to it, that you don't understand, and people there don't understand what actual racism is because they're too close to it. It's not being.
You see how Don is just focused on racism, but yet Don is with a white man? This is where the disconnect comes in, because it's difficult to take Don Lemon serious, guys, when he's with a white man. That's his husband, guys. You understand? That's Don Lemon's husband. But for some reason, everybody acting like they don't understand. They don't know what's going on. This is his husband. You see that? That's his husband. It's crazy. That's where we are in today's days, guys. That is Don Lemon's husband, and it's cool. It's cool for him to be with the white man, but yet he's acting like he's so against white people. And, being around white people is dangerous. Well, what about you being around a white husband? Does that mean he's going to try to kill you because he's white? Because they really trying to paint Nolan's friends as racists and killers when there's no facts. For all we know, them boys didn't do nothing to him. I got my questions and stuff, but there's no proof. So I can't just keep accusing people of murdering somebody. That's wrong. That's why I have never did that up to now. You have not seen me accuse Nolan friends of murder till this day. Because you could get in trouble for that, guys. Social media can be dangerous, man. You go accusing somebody of murdering somebody, and that starts to affect their life, man. That could really mess you up. Yeah, I better remember Tasha K. And who was that chick? What is it? Cardi? It's Cardi B, right? I think it was Cardi B and Tasha K. That drama with them and the suing and defamation and all that other mess. You don't want to get a part of that mess, you know? Let me see. Let me see. What's this? DS Ray? Shout out to you for the $10 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Sunshine. DS Ray of Sunshine. Says, much agape love, Ringo. Appreciate you lots. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Again, guys, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, if you like the content. We're talking about Don Lemon pretty much loses his mind. You know what I'm saying? It backfired. His entire interview backfired. He was trying to bait Emmanuel into doing something. Basically, he wanted Emmanuel to sell out. But Emmanuel was smart enough to recognize the play. Somehow he was able to recognize the play. And he decided, you know what? I'm not going that route. And you played the right hand, because if you would have sold out on air, it would have been stamped on the internet forever. And you wouldn't have been able to recover. not from the internet. The internet would have continued to play that tape. But now the internet is going to focus on Emmanuel destroyed Don Lemon. Emmanuel defeated Don Lemon in the debate, because it's like that particular interview, that show made Don Lemon look bad, being that he's a former, I think he was with CNN as a journalist and news anchor guy and all that other stuff. And, you know, that was his profession. He did a good job doing that, you know what I mean? And he took his thing to YouTube after he got let go. But I think that Don Lemon, he pivoted over into like the pro-black type content, where it's like he's acting like he's a Democrat. He say he's an independent, but at the end of the day, Lemon is a Democrat at heart, you know? And he tries to focus on issues pertaining to black people because he know that's what sells. That's what get views. If you can make black people think you're a voice for black people, then that'll help you to get a audience and whatnot. But again, Don Lemon is married to the white man. Always remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Always remember that. He has to submit to the white man. You see how the white man holding his hand? White man is in the front. Like, this is my bae. You see that? So you need to understand the position of Don Lemon in this relationship. So when you guys are pretty much crowning Don Lemon as a voice for the black community, man, you folks are done. That's crazy. You can't crown this guy as no spokesperson for the black community. He's not. Because he is, he have to speak for the white community and the black community. That's why Don's message is twisted. If you're a black man, look, guys, if you're a black man, right, and you're in an interracial relationship with a white woman, right, you got to understand that you have to also respect the woman that you're with because she's white. So you can't be online doing this goofy stuff, calling white people racist and sundown towns and white supremacists. That's going to make your woman feel some type of way after a while. She's going to be like, look, I understand this is how you make your money, but you're with me and you're talking about white people like we're all a bunch of savages and killers and racists. It's not, I don't feel comfortable with that. So your message got to be fair and balanced now. So when you think of Don Lemon, being that he's with a white man, he's supposed to actually have a balanced message that is for both sides. But he's not doing that. When you hear Don speak, it sounds almost like he's not with a white man. But when you look at the proof, this is who he's loved. He loves the white man. And he's doing this in front of everybody. You see that? In front of everybody. He's proud. But when you look at this and then you hear him speak on this show, it sounds like two different people. That's what I got a problem with, is hypocrisy.
It's not sleeping with someone. It's not having mixed kids. That's all. That is not that. You are in the whole other realm.
He prefers not to date a black woman. He prefers to marry an Asian woman. So does that make him prejudiced against black people?
Yes, it makes him prejudiced against black women.
That don't make him prejudiced. What the hell? That don't make him prejudiced, guys. No, he just has a preference, man. There's a lot of black guys like that. Remember, he got a black mom. He got black sisters. He gonna hate his sisters too? Come on now.
Huh? If his mother and sister is black, that's his preference, that he chooses to like Asian women.
Yes,
or
that's
white
what racism
women,
is.
or Indian women.
That's what racism is.
That don't make sense, Don, because it's like you trying to force me to get with all the other women. That don't make sense. You know, that don't make sense.
Definition of racism.
Well, I guess we got a different definition of racism.
Nope. See, that's the whole thing that
you out there trying to kill us. And systemic racism. I agree with that.
You know what's so crazy is that Emmanuel lived and is most likely probably born and raised in Mississippi, right? And Don is trying to tell him how Mississippi is. How you going to tell somebody that is a native, born and raised in Mississippi, that understand the politics of Mississippi, been to the schools, worked with the people, worked in the community, and you trying to tell him how things go? That don't make sense. If anything, you could sit down and listen to Emmanuel and let him school you on how things is. Like, yo, let me know how Mississippi really is, bro. Okay, let me school you on this, fam. This is what it's really like. You know what I mean? And that's it. If there's anybody you need to listen to, it's somebody that actually lived there and know the politics and what's really going on. You know? It's just like if I'm out in North Carolina and I meet a person who been born and raised out here, they can give me the 411 on what's really going on. Because there's things that I had to learn about North Carolina that's totally different from New York. Like, and I'm just being honest. I could be a little transparent with you guys. Like, being that I'm from New York, originally from New York, Brooklyn, New York. In New York, as a New Yorker, you're always on edge. You know what I'm saying? Those of you that is from Brooklyn, you know what I mean by on edge. Anywhere, the 5 boroughs, you're going to always be on edge. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. You know what I mean? If you're a New Yorker, whether you're black or white, we're all on edge. That's just how we are from New York. It's like your eyes are open, you're watching everything, everybody. Now, out in the South, what I had to learn, which is kind of weird, is out here, like, let's say people driving, right? Let's say you're in your community, car coming down the street, right? Out here, they do this thing where if you see somebody coming down, you just wave your hand. I didn't know that was a thing out here. Cause like when I see cars and stuff, I'm mean mugging. I'm like, yo, who that? Who the hell is that? Cause that's how it was in New York. But out in the South, I noticed that everywhere. Like people will wave their hand like they greeting you. Like, hey, how you doing? And I had to adapt and be like, oh, snap. Oh, wow. So I was doing it wrong the whole time. It's kind of disrespectful to not greet people. So I try to make it a habit of like, even if you're like in your community and you're coming out and somebody's pulling in and your cars are passing, just kind of, that's it. Just keep it moving because you get familiarized with people and they're like, okay, he cool. It's just like a language. I don't know if anybody had to learn that coming down into the South. You kind of learn these things. Like even out at the park that I go to, like the people over there is really, really friendly. Very, very friendly. And I remember I was driving in and you had a lady, she just waved her hand, said hi. I was like, okay, let me wave my hand back. And I had stopped at the stop sign and I had the window down playing music. And she was like, how you doing? And I was like, hey, how you going? What's going on? And, you know, she was like, have a nice day. And okay. And I just went about my business. So these are just some things that you learn as you go. It's about just being respectful and just showing yourself like neighborly, like, you know. And, you know, some people don't do that. Some people just ignore you. Like I had situations even in this community when I first got here and I saw some guy walking a dog and I said, hey, good morning. And he just looked at me and just ignored me. It's like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I learned not to say nothing to him no more, but I didn't take that experience and then paint the whole community and say, well, everybody out here is racist. I didn't do that. I just look at that person probably just don't want to say nothing to me. And it is what it is. I can't change them. So when you understand racism or racist, it's not nothing to be upset about. If somebody don't want to talk to you, if somebody just don't want to be friends with you or whatever the case is, you can't force them to like you. You know, you just got to accept that. It's just like with a woman. If you try to holler at a woman, hey, baby, how you doing, shorty? You know what I mean? I mean, I saw you over there. I just wanted to holler at you real quick.
Oh, you saw me over there?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You was looking good. I was just thinking, you know what I mean? Like maybe we could kind of like exchange numbers or something, you know?
You trying to get my number? I seen you looking at me. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm not really into you. I'm not trying to start a relationship. I'm on my healing journey. And besides, you know, I got 2 kids. Are you ready to be a stepdaddy?
Of course I'm trying to be a stepdaddy, baby. I've been feeling you for a minute. I don't look, girl, I don't mind taking care of you and your kids.
Man, you thirsty. You know good and well you don't want to take care of my kids. You just want some of this cooch.
And it's the truth. He just wants some cooch. He trying to act like he want to take care of her kids. He know good and well he wasn't thinking about them kids. He saw that wagon on that sister. He said, damn. You ever see a sister? I said, have you ever seen a sister? My God. Have you ever seen a sister with a wagon? My, you know God is good. When God made the black woman with a wagon, you knew it was going to be a good time. And you know, out in the South now, white women have wagons now. Y'all better look out. I kid you not. I kid you not. White women's in the South been eating cornbread. They got wagons now. I saw it with my own eyes. I said, what? I had to step back and look again. I said, she white. How in the world she get a wagon? That damn cornbread. Cornbread. Chicken breast. I don't know if it's a Southern thing. I don't know what it is, but I'm a living witness. I saw with my own eyes. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it, fam. But hey, it is what it is. Let me snap out of it. See what I mean? A man don't discriminate when it comes to women. A man don't discriminate.
That's violence. That's violence, and that is breaking the law. Racism. Who is that noise? Racism is exactly.
That's you, Don.
Notifications.
Oh, that's
no,
him?
that's not me. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that racism is exactly what you.
Oh, that was him doing them sound effects. But I didn't see him pressing no button unless that was probably like a phone, probably like a notification or something like that, probably.
That's racism. Okay, now let's move on. Okay,
right,
so let's move on because we're not going to solve that here.
At least we having a good time, man.
I'm having a good time because you keep making the argument against yourself every time you open your mouth, and I'm wondering, I'm like, are you in the sunken place? I think you might be in the sunken place, Emmanuel. I think you're in the sunken place.
Do you see how he's throwing shade? Like the whole time there, Don is throwing shade. Like really, he's literally insulting Emmanuel at this point. and he's trying to prepare to get him off the show. That's what he's really doing.
Okay, look, I've got a quickly. I have to get off because I have an 11 o'clock appointment. However, I'm going to bring in our correspondent Daniel Grimes, who actually called you to do the interview. Daniel, real quickly because you have to get off.
You see that? He called so that Emmanuel can do the interview. What he's really upset with is Daniel for setting this up because it didn't go according to how Lemon wanted it to go. That's what the issue is.
This is fascinating, right?
Fascinating. And I want to pivot because
fascinating is code word for I'm going to have a talk with you after the show. You understand? He's upset. He's like, look, man, you told me that this brother was going to, sell out for us, but he didn't. Instead, he was trying to get the community to come together.
A lot of this conversation has focused on the one area that, I feel like Don, you and Emmanuel disagree. But let's pivot back because Emmanuel, you and I chatted and you said you've spoken to the kids there, you've spoken to Nolan's family, and you know both sides to this. So can you just speak a little bit about? I think a lot of people want to know those kids are not talking. You've talked to them. What is their theory on what happened to Nolan?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what they told me Friday, just for this past Friday night. They said they don't know what happened, but they do believe in their heart that something happened to him. And they said they don't really want to talk to people anymore. And I was glad you brought that in because I was gonna mention this to Don a second ago. They saying that they don't like the way that the reason why they really don't want to give interviews anymore. They don't like the way that the outside people has been treating Black Mississippians. I'm just telling you what they say. They say they're not believing what we're saying. They think that we this racist place down here, and so we don't really want to give them interviews anymore. That's exactly what was told to me this past Friday night.
But going back to your point, so you said that they think something happened to Nolan.
Yeah.
What do they think happened?
You said he said they don't know what happened, but what are do they have any ideas? Are they giving you any theories?
Yeah, they were there.
No. One of them told me that they gave to the police about a week or so ago the last two people Nolan was seen with. One was a girl, one was a guy. And I won't be giving their names, of course, because I don't need nobody trying to sue me. But that's what I was told, that it was a guy and a girl that they was last seen with on the island. And I want to say this too about the lady that took that video and chopped it up and was able to pull up. If that video is true, Don and Daniel, if that video there is true, it's a lot of people in trouble in Ocean Springs. It's a lot of people voices on there. Now
that audio tape, if Emmanuel is listening, that audio with that woman named Jeanette, that whole stuff is a play that was put out, right? There's a lot of agents that have been bought and paid for in this particular case. I'm a music producer. I'm an engineer. There is nothing on that audio that Jeanette claims she enhanced that is some sort of mystery cover-up of these boys on that boat. You know what I mean? Because remember what she did, she added text to the screen. Now, if anybody understand how the mind works, you cannot tell somebody, listen to this audio and tell me what you hear, but yet you have text on the screen. Once you see the text and you hear the audio, your brain, your subconscious is going to compute what you're hearing, and you're going to be like, I heard the same thing. You didn't. Your brain is telling you that because she put the text on the screen. If you put any text on the screen, you'll hear it because your mind will make you hear it. So by that woman appearing on Nancy Grace and on, Don Lemon too. Yeah, Don Lemon and Nancy Grace. Wait, was it Don Lemon? I'm not sure. I know Nancy Grace. She appeared on Nancy Grace. And I know she appeared on Willie D Live. I think she also appeared on Don Lemon. I think she did. I have to double check because there's so many people that she's just like going on a tour on social media. And what people got to understand is that she said that the audio that she enhanced was her interpretation and is not a declaration of a fact. So nobody should be taking that serious because it's not a fact. It's an interpretation, and anybody can have an interpretation. And she should be sued. Jeanette should be sued. Willie D Live should be sued. Don Lemon should be sued. Nancy Grace should be sued because all of them had that woman on. She's putting all those young people at risk by accusing them of killing Nolan Wells, or at least covering up his death on that boat. And that's dangerous. Nobody from law enforcement has called Jeanette and said, we need to talk with you. Nobody from the FBI, nobody cares because they know that that's just BS. So I don't want nobody taking that crappy audio stuff and thinking that, you know, it's legit and, you know, whatever, because like I said, I did all of that audio stuff on the air. You know, I don't even know if I still got that CTAL audio. Let me see. Do I even have it here? Let me see. Let me scroll through all of this mess. I did so many videos. Okay. I think I got it here. All right. Because I did all of this stuff on live. Let me see. I don't think I have. No, I must have deleted it. Yeah, I must have deleted it. Oh, I moved it. That's what I did. I moved it to another computer. All you got to do is just watch my videos. I already debunked the audio and everything. Nothing in that audio suggests anything. Them kids was on a sinking boat and they were panicking. When they said cover up, they're not talking about covering up Nolan's death. They're talking about covering up the hole where the water is coming in. That's what they were talking about, covering up. Like, it's just sad how the internet run with stuff that is false. It's like people go on a witch hunt. They want to blame somebody. People should not be blaming people without facts. Like if you got facts and proof, then now we could talk. But if you don't got that, you know, don't go around blaming people because it could backfire on you and you can get in some serious trouble. Let's go.
A lot of people are debunking it, saying that she's lying, it's AI, it's wrong.
I don't know who's saying it's AI because I never said it's AI because it's not AI. All she did is take the CTAL audio and she basically muted the left channel and played the right channel and put it in mono and then just raised the volume on the gain on the quiet sections while maintaining the volume of the main voice from the guy communicating with, I believe, Vicky from the phone call. That's all it is. There's no enhancements that was done other than raising volumes in the quiet parts, but that does not give you crystal clear audio. You can't enhance bad audio. Any audio engineer would tell you that. If the audio is already bad, you can't enhance it. You can't make it better. Bad in, bad out. That's just the way it goes. So she really didn't do no work, but to see that the internet praised her as some sort of hero, I'm like, man, the internet is horrible, man. Because she didn't do no work. If anything, she tampered with evidence, if anything, and she should be in prison for that. Let's go.
Got that straight from, I think it was on YouTube. She said she pulled it off of YouTube from the towing company, whatever.
From Nancy Grace.
So she wasn't, look, she's not here to defend herself, but what she did say, but as she was putting the video out, is that this is my interpretation. It should not be the only interpretation, and it should not be taken as fact.
Well, I'm glad that Don Lemon finally said something that's factual and truthful. That's exactly what she put out there. That is not a declaration of a fact. So I'm trying to figure out why Nancy Grace ran with the story and made it appear like it's a fact. That's sick.
A 100% fact. So I think, you know, I think she made her case, but I don't think people are believing that. People are having confirmation bias about what they're hearing or not hearing.
But see, even though Don is saying what he said, the Jeanette lady is full of crap because she did an interview on Willie D Live and Willie D Live blame the boys for murder. And basically she agreed because Willie D said that the audio is legit. Let me see if I can pull that up. That audio I got. So let me see if I can pull that up, because we're not going to let these folks get away with lying. So let me go on the desktop and let me see if I can find this audio. Give me a minute, because I know I got it here somewhere. Let me continue. Let me see. I did the screen recordings the other day. Just give me a minute so I can look for this. I want to make sure that we got this. Because if you guys don't hear this, you won't know. You won't know, fam. Oh, I can add this in the video too. That'll be good. Let me do this. Is this? No, that's not it. Where is that video? Is this it? Yeah. Here we go. Watch this. This is why I'm saying that Jeanette need to be sued and arrested. And Willie D also should be sued, because he flat out said that the boys murdered Nolan Wells.
You wouldn't put yourself out there like that.
Let me get the volume situated. Okay. All right. Check this out.
You wouldn't put yourself out there like that. You know, like you said, the FBI don't have to call you because they got the same tools or even better than you have, you know, in audio enhancement tools. So if it's there, they're going to find it. And I'm sure if they're interested in hearing the cleanup version, if they're interested in it, I'm sure that they already know what it says. They know, right? Mm-hmm. And it's no way possible that you can have that audio like that and not be making an arrest. And yeah, I said it. I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. I ain't scared of you at all. Yeah, I said it. Ain't no way possible you got that kind of information. At the very least, everybody on that boat got to be investigated. At the very least. One of y'all killed him. I don't know which one, but one of y'all killed him.
You see how she's laughing? You see how she's laughing?
One of y'all killed him.
On everything. That's exactly why I did it. Like,
notice Jeanette said on everything. That's exactly what I did. That's exactly why I did it. I thought she said it's not a declaration of a fact. So why is she going along with Willie D Live by saying one of those boys killed him on the boat? This is why I said she needs to be sued, because that was her interpretation. That's not a fact. You see? All of these people are grifting, man.
Which one? But one of y'all killed him. And because it's more than one voice being heard, it's more than one person that's an accessory to that murder.
Do you see all of these accusations? All of that is defamation of character. Willie D and Jeanette should be sued. It's a clear-cut case. You're going to win, because he's literally declaring that everybody on that boat had something to do with Nolan's death, and that's sick.
And so that's why people are talking. That's why people are asking questions.
There's nothing wrong with asking questions, but you literally said that, yeah, they killed them on the boat. That's wrong. Can't do that. Not without facts.
Why people are pointing fingers. If you don't want them to point the finger at you, then tell what you know. Come clean.
How you going to tell them to come clean when they didn't do nothing? You're pointing fingers and blaming them for murder. That's sick. I just wanted you guys to hear that so that you know that the receipts are clear, that Jeanette is prancing around YouTube and various platforms with her interpretation, and people are using it as a fact now. That's sick. You can't do that, guys. That's wrong. You should not be on YouTube acting like your interpretation is a fact.
The tape. Some people say I don't hear anything, and some people legitimately don't hear anything. Right. And some people do. So
one thing I think that she did say was the name Bart. Well,
she didn't say the name Bart. Bart was what one of the kids said on the boat. where they said, damn it, Bart. Why? Because Bart needs to get down there. People not understanding in context. Bart is the one that came down there on his boat in order to tow the sinking ship back to where it need to go. That's the only thing. They know who Bart is. Bart is another young kid like them, and he came down there on his boat. Bart don't have nothing to do with this situation with Nolan's death. He simply came down there to help them, and yet he's being blamed all over social media for killing Nolan. This stuff is sick. That's why him and his family lawyered up, and they're coming after content creators because people out here lying. You know? I have the actual audio thing here. Let me throw this up on the screen. Let me see if I can pull this up. Where is it? Where is it? Did I close this? Hold on. Where did I put this page, man? Okay, it's called... I gotta find this. I must have closed the page. Is this it? Okay. Because this is me looking at the very same audio that the girl did, and I basically screen recorded myself, basically separating the audio so I could see, so I could show the viewer how it's done. So y'all could stop looking at that woman like she did some major thing. Again, I'm a music producer and audio engineer, and I did this directly in OBS. I didn't have to fire up Logic Pro, you know? So check this out and be the judge, guys.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Give me a minute. Let me get the volume. Okay. Boom. Now watch me get to work here to show you that audio stuff, and you're going to see for yourself what it's really about. Check it out.
This particular example that I want to show you guys in regards to the CTAL dispatch call. What I'm going to attempt to do, guys, is show you that the woman who manipulated and altered the audio, right? She actually did a horrible job. And a lot of people on social media is calling her a professional and how she did this. She solved the case, all of these different things. Right now I'm in OBS, which is a streaming software, right? A streaming app to stream, right? Said woman want you to believe that she's this professional and she was able to uncover hidden messages inside of the audio. I'm going to show you guys that everything she did is a lie and she manipulated all of you. So now this is the particular video that we will be using. This is the original video, and I want to show you how you isolate audio with this particular tape. First thing that we have to understand is that the recording was done in stereo. Every emergency call that people make for help, whether they call in 911, whatever the case is, it records on a multi-track so that if investigators are looking into a case, they can always go back to the 911 call or whatever the case is, and they can isolate the dispatcher from the victim. And they're able to learn, because there have been times where people would call 911 and they would die while making a call. So sometimes the call can give them clues of what may have took place. So let's go play the audio, and I'm going to show you in real time how this works. So now let me get this on the screen here. As you can see, these are controls, right? These are controls that I am using. We have right here, status. We have volume, mono, and balance. We will be focused more on mono and balance. This right here, MDMR release call audio. This is what we will be examining right here, right? So now let's play the audio so you guys can hear exactly what's going on.
CTAL Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all?
Notice everything is in stereo. You're hearing the audio of the young men on the right, and you're hearing the dispatcher on the left. Now, what I want to do is I want to go back to the beginning of that tape, and I want to show you how I separate the audio in OBS. Not no sophisticated work. I don't have to go into my studio and turn on Logic. I don't have to do none of that stuff. That's all deception. Watch this, guys.
I connect you. Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
Notice that, guys.
Hello?
I put it on the left.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
I put it on the left, and you only hear the woman, because what I did is I isolated only the left channel, as you can see. You see this? When it's in the center, you can hear both the right and the left. Why? Because I have this checked in mono. So it's going to pull the left channel to the center, whereas it was originally on the left. So by this being checked for mono, the left signal shoots into the center, the right signal shoots into the center. Do you see that? So now in order to hear either side separately, all I got to do is move the dial like this. As long as this remain in mono, this side is what we will hear. Now, when I turn it back on, you will hear nothing but the boys.
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
Notice you don't hear the woman because I have this check.
I don't know the phone number. It's either.
Now watch this.
I think it's.
I'm gonna make you hear the woman now. Look.
All right, unless you have a membership number or anything, it's okay.
You see that? Now the boys.
Reach me at 2. Yeah, everybody's off the way.
Let's go back to the woman.
All right, do you need the United States Coast Guard?
Notice you don't hear him answering.
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
You don't hear him answering. You see that?
All right. All right, do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Now watch this.
Go look.
Do you see that, guys? No major work done. Just simple sense.
All right, are you ready? North 30 degrees.
That's pretty much that, guys. I just wanted you to see what I was doing in OBS, how I can alter but to isolate each channel because it was recorded in stereo, you know? So I can play either side, left or right, and put it in the center so you can only hear just that. That's all she did. Jeanette didn't do no major work, and she's being, promoted all over social media like she did some brilliant work. The thing is, the viewers don't understand this process. That's why I'm showing you that I didn't have to turn on Logic Pro. I did this in OBS, and it's so easy to do. And you don't hear none of these things that they promoted that like somebody was covering up some death. If that's the case, the dispatch that's getting the call, it would have sent off red flags already. These people have sophisticated systems that can detect something happening, and it's just not there. And this is why it's so sick, man. What you said, Jeanette edited hers. There's nothing to edit, guys. Guys, listen. There's nothing to edit. It's just simply raising volume. You could do that yourself. That's not an edit. You understand? That's all she did. It's no major thing. It don't make any sense. You know? Let me see what I got. Let me play the tape back a little bit more. Let me see.
But
Notice it's in center. You don't hear the woman because I have it in mono. Now watch this. I'm gonna uncheck it. Watch this.
All right, 4672. All right, and you were breaking up a little bit. Can you just repeat it one more time to make sure I have it correct?
Sorry, look.
Now it's in
Hello,
stereo.
can you hear me?
Yeah, what?
So you're breaking up. If you need assistance, do you have a VHF radio?
Now both channels is in the
No, we
middle.
do not have the VHF radio.
All right, well, let's try to get you going because...
Notice she asks if he have a VH something radio. Remember I told you guys in videos that when you're on a boat, you're supposed to have a particular radio because a lot of times your phone signal may not work. So in order for you to get help, if need be, you need to have a radio so that you're able to make proper contact so the phone calls or whatever call is not having issues with, where Jeanette went wrong when she was allegedly enhancing audios that she added text to the screen, guys. That is where she went wrong. If she would have just said, hey, guys, well, I heard this and I heard that. You listen to the audio and tell me what you heard. If she would have just told you that and let you listen to the raw audio without no text, then that would have been a better approach. But she basically made you believe that, oh, listen to my audio. And when you listen to it, she had text on the screen with it, and that to me is deceptive because it kind of manipulates your brain into hearing what she heard, and then they running around talking about Bart this and Bart that. That don't make no sense, guys. You said Bart lawyer was interviewed by who? I don't know. Is that a YouTube channel or something? I don't know. You got to organize what you're saying, make it make sense. I don't know what you're saying. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get back to the content. Let me get back to it. Again, guys, when you guys have information, y'all got to send me stuff on Instagram, not in the live chat, because I'm not going to remember none of that stuff. That's why I have an Instagram for people to send me information. Let me see. Let me take this off the screen. Take this off. Boom. Okay. All right.
She heard that from somewhere because she don't know nobody out there. And it was a Bart out there. So it may be some credence to what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm hearing is Bart's father is suing people for, slander. And according to the black guys that was around in the surrounding situation, they cleared Bart.
So you've talked to people who know Bart?
Yeah. And they were black. These were black guys.
And were they out on Horn Island, or how are they able to?
Listen, this guy that's talking with Don is an idiot, and Don Lemon is an idiot. Both of them are stupid. Bart came down there to help the young men with the damn boat. How could Bart kill somebody? Why is everybody stupid? Why is everybody falsely accusing Bart when he came down there with his boat? That's why the kid said, damn it, Bart. Why? Because Bart needs to hurry up. They're trying to hurry up like, yo, bro, you ain't coming here yet. Remember, Bart is in their age group. He's one of the buddies. But they're busy blaming Bart for Nolan's death. This is what they're doing on YouTube right now. This is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Let's get back to it.
This particular black guy, he was at the house that night and he did see Nolan car keys on the table. That's what he told me.
He was at the house July 4th night.
Right.
Let me block this dumbass troll. I don't know why these devils keep coming here. You're just wasting your damn time. He's a damn idiot.
On the cart, on the you said he saw his keys on the table. Right. Where back at their apartment.
At one of them house. Yes, back at one of them house. I don't know whose house they was at.
Is it in Ocean Point? Where do they live?
Ocean Springs.
Ocean Springs. Yeah. Okay. Right. All right.
But I don't know no more details on that. That's just what I was told. And I'm just repeating what I'm told, and, take it with a grain of salt or take it however you want to,
what do you think happened?
Let me tell you something. I've been asked that question so many times, even on other national radio talk shows and whatnot. It's so much stuff coming out, so many different variables, man. I can't say what happened, and I'm not willing to say.
That's pretty much where I pretty much ended the screen record. I'm going to have to probably get the next parts to that and do another follow-up video, because eventually they end up closing out their live stream because they wanted to get Emmanuel off the air. At this point, they were trying to get him off the air. But I'm going to have to do that another time. Yeah, so that's about it. I got to react to some more of Emmanuel's videos because he shared some of his thoughts about what Don Lemon is doing now, because right now he's running a so-called campaign, a smear campaign. That's what he's pretty much running right now, so that he can, I guess, taint his image publicly so that people won't listen to him. It's similar to how when you see trolls coming into my live chat, those are demons. So what they try to do is try to distract you from listening because they're jealous. So being that Emmanuel got some airplay on Lemon's channel, he's kind of upset about that because that brought visibility to him. That's why what Emmanuel is supposed to do is use that visibility and just capitalize off that and get your message out there, because if you can do that and get the algorithm to move and just put Lemon's name in your title and just start going in and start making your points, it's going to build momentum. And before you know it, you're going to have a lot of people that's going to want to come watch what you got to say. That's just the way it's going to be, guys. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I just hope that you just continue to move on and just do whatever you got to do. So that's about it, guys. I'm gonna get up on out of here and do what I need to do and whatnot. Tomorrow when we go live, we're gonna get back to members only chat. I just kind of give it a little test to see how it is. Keep it on subscriber mode. And I noticed that you have too many demons in the live chat that keep coming in with the foolishness, and that I don't want to keep dealing with that dumb stuff with these damn demons, because they watch me all day, guys. These people are weirdos. They come to my platform all day. They watch me. They're obsessed with my name. They're obsessed with everything about my life. They're sickos. And this is what they do, guys. They're very, very sick individuals. So we'll be back to members only. So if you're not a member of the platform, become a member today. Become a channel member so that you can have access to the live chat when we go live. Very important. So that being said, guys, I'm going to get up on out of here. We're going to do what we got to do. And that's about it. So peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. I'm going to get up on out of here. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Ringo TV. The #1 reactionary channel on YouTube, hands down. Y'all take care. Peace and blessings. We out of here. Ringo TV Reactions, the #1 reactionary channel on YouTube, bringing you the best content, the best breakdowns in these YouTube streets. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the like button, click the notification bell, and tell a friend about Ringo TV Reactions. I'm out of here. Peace. We out.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $RingoTV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at RingoTVRaw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth, 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.